Welcome to day 2 of our NFL Draft Coverage 2023. I am Harrison Graham, and you are watching Chicago Bears Now. Today's coverage sponsored by RexMD, rexmd.com/chat. Struggling in the bedroom but don't want to go in person for a doctor's visit? RexMD's got you covered. rexmd.com/chat to get up to 90% off. We'll get that link in the live chat for you guys here in just a moment. But first, Roo Dog 22. Boom! Get the booms going in the chat. I saw some of you guys typing boom. My man Roo Dog sent in a $100 super chat before this thing even started. You absolutely love to see it.
What a stud.
What a stud. What a stud.
Roo Dog came out firing yesterday on day 1 of the NFL draft, and he said, you know what? Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me get in my Duffy again to start off today's show with an absolute bang. And I love the chat getting active early,
Look at the booms. We got Matt Nagy, Papa Chubb, C2 the King, Terry Baird. I think I know why Roo Dog sent in this $100 super chat, because he knew we would have another dope raffle giveaway. It's this Bears flag. That's what we're giving away today, Roo Dog. So you already got 50, count them, 50 raffle tickets. So shout out to Roo Dog as he gets this party started here on day 2 of our Chicago Bears draft coverage. That link again for RexMD is in the live chat. If you want to get up to 90% off, you are good to go. Shout out Roo Dog getting this party started. Shout out your city. Let us know where you guys are watching from, and we'll get this thing going here. William Brock says, I wish I had the cash to throw in for that. Hey, man, how about this? Rolly? Actually, never mind. That doesn't work. Ignore what I was about to say. It's all good. It's all good. Shout out your city. We got... Ilana says, shout out me. There you go. Marty K in Las Vegas. Marty K was showing Rolly some love in the live chat before we even started. William Brock in Columbus. We got Frank in Chicago. Roo Dog in Indy. Paul Anderson saying, Beardon. We got Terry Baird in Des Moines, Iowa. Billy in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Jordan Martin in Houston. We got I'm Amasia in Newport News, Virginia. Frank Johnson in Chi-Town. Sylvester in Denver. Bears fans all over the place, man. Sammy in Eugene, Oregon. We got KB in Las Vegas, Nevada. Trevel in Chicago. We got Scott in Arizona. Moved there from Chicago, going out west. Champaign, Illinois is where Daly is. We got Markel in Houston. Chris in Apopka. Let's see here. Matt Nagy in Kansas City, João in Lisbon, Portugal, David in Pittsburgh. We've got Sengre in Lisle, Illinois, Train in Chicago, Rockford, Illinois from King Chris. Harlingen, Texas from Michael. That's down there. I've been there before. Papa Chubb in Texas. Got DDM in Phoenix. Continue to shout out your city. Wyatt! I thought he was camping, Rolly!
Wyatt, we'll get to you and some of the others who have already super chatted in a second, but Harrison's got to tell you about our sponsor for today's live stream.
Yeah, give me just a moment actually here to show some love to our sponsor, RexMD. Got to get a couple of things in order, and then we will do just that. So give me a second. Get a few more shout-outs, Rolly, and then we'll show RexMD some love here.
We got Ashton in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Kirby in Lake Villa, Illinois. Got from Aaron Voder from Fort Knox, Indiana. Steve from Abbeville, Alabama. Hopefully I hit that right. Jim Young
Hillsdale.
from Hillsdale, Michigan.
All right. Shout out your city.
Brian thinks he's a funny fella.
Train says, Rolly, shout me out. Shout him out. Train.
Oh, I didn't even see him. I came in late. I see you now, though, Train. What's good, Train? I like that. I can't tell what that profile picture is.
I thought
it looks like Brian.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
I can't really tell. I'm off.
Shout out to you guys and continue to shout out your city. Shout out to RexMD. They're going to get you back on track because, fellas, sometimes do you lack confidence in the bedroom? Do you wish you could have a more fulfilling sex life? Well, you're not alone. That's why we're excited to tell you about RexMD, the online source for men's wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for erectile dysfunction without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the United States so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns that you may have. So, if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, head on over to rexmd.com/chat. Start your consultation today. That link in the live chat. Take advantage of their best deal they've ever offered and save up to 90% off and only pay $2 per dosage with our exclusive link. Go to rexmd.com/chat for this limited time deal. Starter packs of generic Viagra or Cialis are now available for our audience to get started. That's rexmd.com/chat for 90% off. So check that out, folks. Only $2 per dosage if you go check out RexMD. Again, that link in the live chat for you guys. Okay. Day 2 of the NFL draft coming at you here, and we also got to show Jacob Lindy some love. He popped a couple of cash apps last night, a little 50 burger here, so we're going to carry over this 52 today, Jacob. And remember, and we'll remind you guys of this in a minute, but for the raffles, which we'll show the prices again, if you use Cash App or Venmo, and I'll get my handles links in the live chat, you get double the tickets of what a Super Chat would get. So example, if you send us $5 via Super Chat or Venmo, that's one, or via Super Chat, it's one ticket, but it's via Cash App or Venmo, it's 2 tickets. You get double the raffle tickets there. Great deal. Jacob's getting 40 tickets instead of 20. Appreciate the love, Jacob. He made a big push last night, Rolly, for the giveaway item last night, but he's coming back for more.
Yeah, and I'm glad Jacob is going to be here to join us once again. He was a GOAT last night.
He was a GOAT during free agency.
We had a lot of GOATs. So we had
Carey,
Jake, Carey,
Sealand
at the end. And, I mean, everyone's a GOAT. If you're tuned in, you're commenting,
Yeah.
you're liking the video, you're a GOAT. So it doesn't really matter.
Period. End of story. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. We'll catch up on a few Super Chats. That second round creeping up, 20 minutes and change out. So here we go. And by the way, I will mention, there was a report earlier that the Bears could be interested in trading up to the number 32 pick, which, of course, was their pick before they traded it for Chase Claypool. So we'll see if they make a move here. A lot of buzz that Joey Porter is going to be the pick for Pittsburgh, but if they move down, who knows? Maybe the Bears will take him or someone else. Poppy Chulo sits with the super. Appreciate it. Any 3 texts left? Yeah, there are. We can actually – we got the interior defensive lineman we can look at real quick. We can kind of – pop your questions and kind of take a look at some of the best players available based on your questions as well. I think the big one that the Bears would be interested in, I know a lot of our audience would be as well, is Eddie Adebawore out of Northwestern, local, freaky athletic. Kind of inconsistent production in college, but Northwestern kind of moved him all over the place. I think if he gets into the NFL and settles on a couple of spots, that would benefit him. So keep an eye on that for him. By the way, our man Rudog with the $100 Super Chat, you got a sticker on our Justin Fields boot. Jacob Lindy, you got one on here too. You already have several on there, so we got those taken care of. John Dorman, really hope we don't take up. I think we're better off using the picks. Trade up, I think you meant. Yeah, I mean, I would probably rather stay back and have more picks, but if it's for the right player, I could understand the appeal. Like, what if Ryan Poles had a top 15 grade on Joey Porter Jr.? Like, corner's not your top need, but it's a need, and if you get the 15th best player at 32, that's pretty damn good value.
Yeah, before we move on here, Austin Ward, I see you. I see you, my man. Livingston, Montana, he's watching from.
We got you. I'm rewatching Yellowstone right now. So there you go. Wyatt! He gets a wheel spin. He says, I'm on my way to Galena for camp. I'll be here for a few minutes. Then I have to set up the tent. Hope to hop on after anyway. I heard you said Joey Porter at 32 from the Steelers if we trade up. Anyway, I hope we get him. That was more of a speculation on my part just because I think he's the best player available. He's Downey's second best player available, I believe, or third.
Second right now behind Brian. No, it's third.
Third because Michael Mayer, right?
Yeah,
but still very high on a lot of people's board. Yeah, I mean, I love Joey Porter Jr., especially at this point in the draft. So shout out to Wyatt. We'll spin the wheel. And Jaron Thomas, a first-time Super Chatter.
You know what? I'm something out, Harry.
Yeah.
Every time we get a first-time Super Chat,
no
matter if it's $1, $2, $5, it could be $100.
We're cheersing.
We're cheersing. High noons, baby.
Shout out Jaron Thomas, all first-time Super Chatters. we're drinking for the fellas. So shout out to you guys. Tito with the 10. That's going to be a shot. The shot's coming out early here. If the Bears trade up, who they taking? I'm speculating Porter.
Up, right?
I think it would either be Porter or a defensive tackle. Like if they feel like a couple, like if they think Adibare or Benton are going to go early and they feel like they need to get one of those guys, then I could see that being the move.
That's my point here. Like, you don't know if you're speculating a trade up, like where are they going to trade up to go? Like who comes off the board in the first 3 picks? If they're trading up to 32, I have to imagine it would be for Joey Porter Jr., and I only say that because I know the Steelers are heavily linked to him. So if they want to get that pick to ensure they get the corner out of Penn State, I'd understand that. But you just have to see how the first 2 or 3 picks go, and then you'd have to.
The only reason I'll speculate Adibare is I'm pretty confident the Bears like him, and Matt Eberflus has told us time and time again that 3-tech spot is the engine to the defense. You need a good player there. So if they're high on him and he was getting some round 1 buzz during the pre-draft process, I could see him being the guy. We'll see. They might let a few picks go early and kind of see how things go, and then maybe they help on the phones if they feel like they need to move up and make a move. Tito, shout out to you. Just drink a shot for you. We'll show you guys the menu once we catch up on everything. Harrison Graham's beard. I'm glad that we used the pick on O-line this year. We need to truly evaluate Fields. I'm with you. I think it's a really good pick. And by the way, and I know you get a lot of positive energy usually after you draft a player the next 24 hours, at least in most cases. But a lot of people have come out praising this pick that aren't even connected to the Bears. Like Micah Parsons randomly came out and said that was a great pick. A couple of Alabama players that played Darnell Wright. I've told you guys the story. Will Anderson is on the record saying he's the hardest player I played against. So, when his peers are telling you that this is a good player and this is a good pick, I think that speaks volumes. I was impressed with how he talked today at his introductory press conference, so I'm excited about the pick. By the way, when asked about if Justin Fields gets hit late, how he'll respond, I love this quote. He said, quote, "We taking it to the parking lot."
Oh, yeah.
That, you love to hear that.
If you're not fired up after that quote, you have no pulse.
Yeah, we're taking it to the parking lot. Darnell Wright, let's get it, baby. Nick Paul with the 2. By the way, last person, you get a raffle ticket. Rolly will catch up on all of those. Better pick 53 target, Foskey or Moorhead. I'll be honest, this Moorhead guy is not on my radar. I'm going to have to look him up real quick.
Or a need. Oh, nope, stop. Stop.
Oh, you tried to get me. You tried to get me, Nick. That's a good one. Round of applause to the kid. Listen, that's
Garen Thomas or Jaron Thomas said bro in all caps.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out Mark Peterson, biggest draft loser so far, Detroit, and it's not even close. They're not ready for the spotlight, Rolly.
No, yeah.
They are not ready for the spotlight.
Jaron Thomas throwing in the laughing emojis. He knew what was about to go down, but we luckily
Kyle Coons.
First time
super chat. Cheers, Rolly. Cheers, Kyle. Shout out to the real ones. If you're a first-time super chatter, we're cheersing to you. Welcome to the program. Welcome to everybody, whether you're super chatting or not. We appreciate what you guys are bringing to the table. Let's get one more here, and then can we get a little bear down action going here? Let's get the chat rolling. Type bear down. Bear Forever 14 says, is John Michael Schmitz a potential trade-up target, or might he be there at 53? Would the Bears trade up for a center? I don't know. Maybe. Do they like John Michael Schmitz or Joe Tippmann better? I think Tippmann has the higher ceiling in this system. I think John Michael Schmitz is a better product at this exact moment. So we'll see. I don't think – I'll put it this way. If they trade up to 32, I don't think it's for center. I don't think they're moving up 20 spots for a center. That would be my guess, but you never know. If they love the guy, then maybe. Just maybe. You'll get a raffle ticket as well. Get the bear downs going. Rolly and I are going to get some shout-outs here, and – Rolly, if you want to start tallying those pieces, or are you just going to do it all at the end?
I'm going to get behind. I like to do it in waves. So I catch up on all of them, and then I get behind a shit ton, and then I catch up. It's just
it's your process.
Yeah.
Marty K.
It's probably not the most efficient. I'll tell you, Marty K, you're about to shout him out. He was trolling me a little bit here. He said while you're doing your RexMD read, He said, Roley, who the Patriots taking today? Hendon Hooker or Will Levis? Marty K, if they take anyone, you're going to see a rant of a lifetime.
Marty K says, bear down, Jesse, J-Dog. We got Train, William, Anthony, Lil Monty, Sedated Sith, Jeremy Graves, Sengray, Dan Westrick, Adam B, Chris. We got Timothy, Eagle and Lion, Tim in there. Wyatt says, I'll be here later. I don't want to miss it. Wyatt, we're going to be here for a while, so we'll catch you later. Brian in there. We got Immortal, Train, Justin. Get the bear downs going as round 2 of the NFL draft is going to get underway here in just a few minutes. I think we're about 15 minutes out or so, so buckle up for that. Here's our Super Chat menu, pretty similar to last night. I did want to add a little wrinkle. Every chunks of 500, not like individual, although individual $500 Super Chat would certainly get FGB on the arm. It would also get you something if it's Venmo or Cash App. We'll tell you about that in a second. But $10 shots, $20 wheel spins. We got to spin the wheel for Wyatt. $50 Justin Fields boot stickers. Every 500, I'm going to write FGB on my arm. So that's going to happen as well. Every 1,000 total, we're taking down a Fields boot. We're already at $212 when you count what's his face, Jacob Lindy.
Yeah.
It gets us to 212. So you've got that going on as well. Actually, you know what? When it comes to the battle, I counted that for last night. So we're at 164 right now, but we're well on our way to 500 to 1,000. So if you guys keep supporting, we appreciate the love. You guys are awesome. We hope that we're giving you guys a good product. Same raffle ticket specials from last night. One ticket from $5 Super Chat. $10 gets you 3 tickets. $20 gets you 7 tickets. $50 gets you 20 tickets. $100 gets you 50 tickets. The item we are raffling off today, pretty sweet little flag here, man. I'm loving this. I mean, I wish I could just keep it myself. I might enter a couple of raffle tickets myself via my own money. You got that. But you could double your tickets via Cash App or Venmo. We'll get those links in the live chat. If you Cash App me $100, for example, you would get 100 tickets instead of 50. If you Cash App me $50, you'd get 40 tickets like Jacob did instead of 20, so on and so forth. $5 Cash App or Venmo, that gets you 2 tickets instead of 1. So if you want to double your chances, double your raffle tickets, do it via Cash App or Venmo. Rolly's going to get those links in the live chat if you feel inclined to donate. Money sign HGram NFL for Cash App or at HGram NFL for Venmo. I'll actually throw those in here real quick for anyone who wants to do that. Get the Venmo one in there a couple times. Get the Cash App one in there a couple times as well. And then we're throwing another wrinkle in here today. We proposed this a couple of weeks ago. A couple of other shows have done it. UF Marsh folks, one of our Giants Now listeners, got one last night. If you Venmo or Cash App $500, it has to be Venmo or Cash App, and I get it's a lot, I will purchase a custom jersey, blue, white, or orange. They're all available. You get to pick the name. If you want to put your own name, that's what I would recommend, and the number, and we'll rock it on shows. We will rock your jersey on some shows, represent you guys. It'll be heavily in the rotation for our wardrobe, and I think it's a cool thing. Like last night, Kerry Huss, I think he donated almost in
close
total.
To 500, I'll say that.
Now, it was via Super Chat. This has got to be Cash App or Venmo, but if you want us to rock your name, your number, some people on our Raiders channel have gotten their son's name and number on the show. I think it's a cool thing. We represent you on Bears Now. We want you guys to feel more involved. I get that's a huge donation via Cash App or Venmo, but at HGram NFL Venmo, money sign HGram NFL Cash App, we will rep you on the show, your custom jersey that we will rock. So if you're interested in that, Cash App or Venmo, we can make it happen. Okay, let's get back to a couple super chats here on the show.
Brandon
Risser.
Rise. I'm going Risser.
I think it's Risser. 2 S's. It's got to be Risser. BJ Ojulari from LSU. I like Ojulari.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a tick undersized for a traditional 4-3, but who cares? Like, he's an advanced rusher. He has multiple moves in the bag. I think he's one of the most advanced pass rushers in this draft, to be honest. So I think on day 2, the value's great. So I would definitely, like, if he falls to 53 somehow, like, he's definitely in the conversation for me as a player I would draft. Charles Jimenez, drunken slots. I love it. He says, let's go. He says, let's go, Bears, FGB. Yeah, you heard the man, FGB. 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 Let's go. Get the FGBs rolling.
Marty K.
Steve Avila might be a better fit, guard center flexibility. I'm open to him. He's a good player. I got to think if the Bears draft him, they would be interested in putting him at center because I think you've got your two starting guards. You have Tevin Jenkins and you've got Nate Davis. Now, maybe they're still not sold on Tevin Jenkins and they feel like Avila is an upgrade, but I think if they draft Avila, they would try him at center. Just my opinion. I will say this. They met with him at the Senior Bowl, and reports are that they liked him. So who knows? This regime didn't draft Tevin Jenkins. So maybe they feel like Avila would be the better player. Kylo Zen, Harrison, are you a Cubs or Sox fan? I like the Cubbies better. You know, maybe that's me being more of a traditionalist. Baseball is not my number one love, but it's hard to bypass Wrigley, man. I like the Sox too. I got no problem with the Sox. But if I had to pick one of the two, I'd have to go Cubbies. And Rolly, I think this shot's for you.
Yeah, I'll take this shot. Harrison, I don't know if this was expected. What's the deal with this? But like, there was 3 players that just got their 5th-year option picked up by teams. I don't know if this is like significant news or not, but Justin Herbert gets his 5th year picked up. Brandon Ayuk gets his picked up from San Francisco, and then the Falcons just picked up A.J. Terrell's.
Okay. Those got to feel like obvious ones.
Yeah, I don't really know why Rapoport decided to news dump it like 10 minutes before the NFL draft.
And tell me if the Bears are trading up. Otherwise, I don't want to hear from you until the draft starts.
If you're not tweeting about the draft picks,
you're wrong.
I do not care about the tweets unless it's a major trade.
Yeah, and that's directly connected to the draft. So shout out Rolly for taking that one for Kylo. Under 6 minutes to go until day 2 of the NFL draft. So let's get this thing rolling here. We got a couple more super chats coming in. So
yeah, I'm just looking at some Albert Breer draft news here. I'll shout them out for you. Titans and Bills discussed a deal at 27 last night before Dalton Kincaid slipped. Tennessee called around at the bottom of 1, now top of 2, as of the Falcons and Raiders. Also, Arizona getting a lot of action at 33. People are looking into trading up there. And
sounds like Pittsburgh wants a haul if they're going to move down.
And a lot of buzz around Pittsburgh at 32, but they're asking for a bunch.
Could the Bears go up to 33?
Maybe.
Who knows?
They'll probably got to wait to see who the Steelers pick at.
Yeah, no doubt. John Dorman with the 20. That'll be our second wheel spin. He says, Benton there at 53. If not, thoughts on taking Thule or Derek Hall, Luke Whippler, and Dexter at 53, 61, 64. I think that's a little early for Whippler, in my opinion. Now, some teams are going to have Whippler higher on their board than either JMS or Tippmann. But to me, it's JMS, Tippmann, and then a slight drop-off before Whippler and Stromberg. But, you know, I think Whippler can be a starting center, so it wouldn't be a bad pick. Tuli Tuipulotu, I'd be fine with him on any of the picks today. Bears
fans love Thule.
He slimmed down from 290 to 266, so I think he's trying to be a pure edge in the NFL, but the Bears could maybe view him as a hybrid, maybe get him back into that 280 range where he can do a little bit of both. Derek Hall is a big edge rusher that I think the Bears could show interest in. Jervon Dexter, 1-tech, 3-tech versatility. I think he's more of a 1-tech, but yeah, I think those are all names to monitor. And Benton, if he's there at 53, I think I would love that pick. 61, 64 even better, but the defensive tackle out of Wisconsin, I actually mocked him to the Bears at 61 earlier today. So there you go. High five with the $1. Is a little super sticker. Yep. Shout out to you. Papa Chubb, you get a raffle ticket as well. I'm confused on why people think it was a good pick. Wright is a good bull, considering you are missing out on a generational talent in a position we need. Look, I've tried to explain this. Other people have tried to explain this, and I'm not saying it's 100% right or wrong. Guys, the Bears met Carter multiple times. they did homework for months on this guy. I think Nolan Smith came out and said the Bears talked to me more than any other team. I think they talked to his teammates like Smith and others to get as much information as possible on this kid. And by the way, a report came out this morning that Georgia staffers were brutally honest with teams about Carter. So, like, I think a lot of teams were like, this kid's talent is awesome, but we don't know if he loves football. He's a wild card off the field. Can we trust him? A team like the Eagles can take that risk because if he flops, it's a slight setback for their roster, but it's not going to kill them. For the Bears, your first-round pick as GM for Ryan Poles is Jalen Carter, and he doesn't work out. That sets you back a year at least, man. Like, that just can't happen. They're just not quite in a position where they can start taking those chances. And ultimately, they did the research. They came to a decision that they weren't going to take him. And they love Darnell Wright, and they went with that kid. They're convicted with their pick. And at the end of the day, as a staff, if you're confident in who you're selecting, it doesn't really matter what other people say, unless you pick Jack Campbell, because that pick sucked. All right, Logan, tie-in, FGB. They're humming in the chat. He says, I'll take this shot, by the way. He says, I think they should get a defensive lineman or edge rusher. I would most likely go for edge. What would you pick? I think you mean D tackle because edge rushers are defensive linemen. But I know BPA at either of those spots. If a corner is clearly higher on your board than any other position, I'm fine with that as well. Center, so you could go in a few different spots. I wouldn't rule out tight end. What if Darnell Washington's just sitting in your lap at 53 and you're like, you know what? We're doubling up on Darnell's because he's the best player available. So I would not dismiss that whatsoever at this point in the draft. All right, folks, we're 90 seconds away. Keep typing FGB in the chat. Excuse me, got the burps there. Get the FGBs flowing if you're excited for day 2 of the draft. Also, help us out. Like this video. We're sticking to the every 300 likes is a bonus spin, and we'll spin the wheel twice for the 2 that we owe in a moment, and I'll also take this shot for Logan. But Rolly, we got some work to do to get to that 50% like rate.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Bears fans are showing out and early in the chat, talking, viewing, hanging out with us.
Cheers.
Not liking the video, and listen, we can only do this and come on live and hang out with you guys, break down picks, as long as you guys are interactive and liking the video. So it's really your call. You want to get to 450 likes and have us stay live for a good portion of today? That's what you got to do.
Hit that like button and support the movement here. And especially those, I know a lot of people were like, sorry, man, I can't donate. You don't got to be sorry. Hit that like button. That helps. Subscribe. That helps. All that stuff is free. Keep the live chat going. So appreciate that. Philip says, nail it, Harrison. I assume you're talking about my Carter Wright breakdown. Yeah, look, we may look back in 10 years. And I will say this, though. I listened to Hogan Johns on the way to work. I'm sure some of you guys listen to those guys as well. They've been covering the Bears for a long time. I thought Adam Hogue made a good point. Up to 250 likes. Keep liking the video, by the way. Hogue said, look, if he works out in Philly, and there's a good chance he will because they have vets that can mentor him and former teammates there, that does not mean it would have worked out in Chicago. Like, there's not vets that can mentor him here. He doesn't have former teammates on this team. Like, that's a totally different situation, a young roster rebuilding where you need a first-round pick to become a leader right away in some sense of the manner. And in Philly, he doesn't have to be a leader. He could just play football. Like, that's a totally different situation right now. So he's the ultimate, like, fit is probably going to be a big factor into whether or not he works. Like, if he works, it's probably because Philly's in a really good place to bring in a guy like that. Biggest of daddies says FGB. Jonathan saying FGB. We're almost at 300 likes, which would be a bonus wheel spin. So let's get that popping. 275. Let's get 25 more. FGB from H Bird. We got Corey Huff liking the video. So you guys are bringing it. Chad Little. Jaron Thomas says FGB, FAR, F Don Burr. Daniel, yes, you can get a shout-out, FGB. So shout out to all of you guys. The NFL Draft, Day 2, about to get underway. Hit 300 likes. We will spin the wheel 3 times in a moment. But first, Help us out. RexMD sponsoring today's show. We'll tell you about them throughout the stream. #1 leader in men's telehealth. If you're struggling in the bedroom a little bit, struggling to get it up, if you know what I'm saying, you can get branded and generic Viagra Cialis for up to 90% off. RexMD.com/chat. Show them some love, our sponsor. Follow them on Instagram. Let's get to 9,600 followers for RexMD on Instagram. I'll give you guys some shout-outs to everyone who follows them right now. I've got their account pulled up. If you go follow them, and we'll get their IG link in the chat. Oh, that's the comment one. They could comment on that as well. But go follow RexMD. I need to get their link to their account here, Rolly. Give me just a second. Go follow them. We'll get that in the chat. Their handle on Instagram, @MyRexMD. We got a couple coming in. Alan Cubs. Kyle Books has just followed them. We got Kyle Coons following them. Shout out to you. Go follow them on Instagram and show them some love, because you should support our sponsors. You're supporting me. You're supporting Bears Now. So appreciate the love here. Michael McDaniel, appreciate you for following RexMD. Again, they're going to help you out if you need them to help you out. And the best part about these guys is you don't have to leave your house. You don't have to go and do an awkward medical visit in person. You can stay in your living room and get it handled. Josh Hildebrand, we got Kevin Williams following them as well. @MyRexMD. Go give them a follow on Instagram if you want a shout out. Kevin Williams as well. Appreciate the support you guys are showing our sponsor. All right, Card Jenny, what's that?
Never mind. Go ahead.
$2 super chat. Any chance we bring back Robbie Good as Gold? He certainly made it clear he'd like to come back. I got nothing against Robbie Gold. I like Robbie Gold a lot. There's a decent argument. He is a better kicker than Cairo Santos, although I think Santos has been really solid. Problem is he's 40 years old. He doesn't have a super strong leg. Like, does it make sense as a rebuilding team to bring in a 40-year-old kicker? I just, I would roll with Santos. If you want to bring in a UDFA to compete with them, hey, that's fine with me. But I don't view Robbie Gold as really that viable. Epps Ramon, you get 3 tickets with the super sticker. I'll take a shot for you, my friend. Appreciate you supporting. We're at $230 in super chat. We got a little super chat battle going tonight as well. We'll get that updated here in a minute. Giants Now and Eagles Now wanted to challenge us tonight, so we'll see where those guys are at momentarily. Okay, who do we got next here? Adam. I don't know what this currency is, Rolly.
It's like $5.
This is interesting. I love it. I'd have to look that up. HUF, country abbreviation.
I am 90% sure this is $5.
It's in the green category, so yes. Hungary chat. I love it.
We got a hungry viewer.
I'm kind of hungry right now.
You know what? So am I.
If the Bears get a haul like Atabare, Titman, and Tank Dell, I will definitely get wasted. And as always, FGB, we love it. Rolly, you gotta show support to those kind of super chatters. Shout out to Adam. Appreciate the support. We go back to Logan here. Adam gets a ticket. Logan gets a ticket. Fireball and cream soda tastes like a cinnamon roll, but that first pick was a great pick. It caught me off guard till I watched some tape of him. He's great. Dude, he's powerful as hell, and he's really athletic at 333. Like, his relative athletic score is well over 9 out of 10. Darnell Wright's going to be a good player. A guy that I trust when it comes to offensive line play. Corey Wooten, former Bears defensive line. He's gone up against offensive linemen for 10, 15 years as a player. He compared Darnell Wright to a right tackle version of Trent Williams in terms of what he could be. Not what he's going to be from day one, but play styles, his technique, his power, his athleticism. That's pretty high praise. That's a lot to live up to, but hell, if he's 80% of Trent Williams, you've got a high-level right tackle. There's no doubt about that. Andres says, Wright was the best choice since we really need to see what Justin can do. There shouldn't be any more excuses. I agree. If Justin comes out and has a bad year, or if he's even just like average, like, he needs to be above average this year. Like, I don't think he has to necessarily be a top 5 or 10 quarterback, but we should expect him to at least, be at least middle of the pack among starting quarterbacks. Like that, he needs to take that step, and hopefully he takes an even bigger step. I think he's got every reason to. I think he can make all the throws. He's very mobile. Now you're getting adequate talent around him with DJ Moore. Nate Davis helped securing that offensive line. Darnell Wright, of course. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited. Andres, you get a ticket as well. John Ramsey, $5. You get a ticket. Here's the shot for our friend a minute ago. Tight boo in the chat. Roger Goodell is at the podium about to open up day 2 of the draft. Boo! 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 We got Christian, Robert, Noel, Sean, Fields Go, FGB, Czar Legion. Get the boos going. David Davis, Adam, Liam, Paul, Dylan, John, Rick, Matt Nagy. I'm not booing a stage of vets. We're booing Goodell. Don't even say that.
That's kind of tough.
Yeah. It's not. I think they're laughing because they know they're booing Goodell.
Streets are telling me Commanders trying to trade up to get Hendon Hooker.
Ooh, who are the streets?
NFL rumors. That's why I said the streets. I didn't say anyone. I said the streets.
That is the streets. Here's our super chat battle. The fellas have showed up.
We're up early, but we cannot act like this is already over.
You can't get complacent.
We're only 38 minutes in.
Yeah, this is so early. You can't get complacent. Giants now trying to make a push. Eagles now. They tend to be kind of late risers, so don't be shocked if they make a move here in just a little bit. So let's get it popping. And, all donations we appreciate. You get raffle tickets. Rolly and I do stuff. We'll hit this super chat. Then you want to spin the wheel 3 times. And then we could take a look at some of the overall best available as round 2 gets underway here.
Logan says moo.
Logan says moo, then boo. Moo boo! What's up, Logan? He's already sending several super chats. Got to love that. So appreciate the support from our guy, LT here. Logan, shout out to him. And we're going to spin the roulette wheel and see what we land on. We owe 3 spins, 2 for super chats, and 1 for hitting 300 likes.
I don't know if you have checked our little group chat here, but it is getting nutty.
Oh, no. On phone or on Slack?
No, Slack.
Which one?
Raiders is going nuts.
Raiders is going nuts? Oh, no.
Yeah, all right. But we got a wheel to spin.
1.7 in Venmo? Good God almighty. Guys, I just want to say, our day 1 performance on free agency might go down in history because
generational performance.
I mean, it was generational. Oh, my goodness, because Raiders is nuts. Here we go.
2 wheel spins.
Spin the wheel.
If you were here yesterday.
Steelers are on the clock, by the way. We'll get that on screen. We are underway here. Here we go. Follow me on Twitter. Shout out to you. I'll tell you what. 2 minutes. I'll time it on my phone. If you follow me at HGramNFL, I'll get the link in the chat.
You got it.
And I will follow everybody back for the next 2 minutes.
All right. Our second wheel spin. As the second round is officially underway with the Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 32. Will someone trade up? That is what everyone's talking about. Oh, no.
We're back.
I can't sing it.
We're back.
I tried yesterday, and I could not do it.
We're absolutely back. Alan, Michael, Beams, Jerome, Austin, Chase, Scorpio, Brad, Stephen Lee, Griffin, Josiah, John, Austin, Everyday, Jarrett, Min, Landon. We owe 1 more if you want to just knock that one out. Jackie Moon, Will, Jeremy, Jaden, Kyle, Matt, Chris, Jeff, Sean. We've got so many people to follow.
What if I told you?
I'm actually at my limit, so
what if I told
I'll follow you guys later. Just DM me if you want to follow back.
We have to sing it twice.
We have to sing it twice?
That's what we got. We got it again.
Oh,
it was on there twice, and it was got 2 times in a row.
So what we're going to do is we're going to sing it, and then I'm going to go to the top of the chorus, just right through it. Jaron Thomas, HG and Rolly are a dynamic duo. Listen, we run the pick and pop game pretty well. This is what we do. This is what we do.
Man. Streets are talking.
Streets are talking. Real streets this time. Okay, let's get this popping here.
I'm going to just hand this one off to you, Harry.
I can handle it. Rolly, you know,
I don't think they want to even hear my singing
The pipes
voice.
are lacking today, so
they don't want to even hear me. So
grade the sing here. A, B, C, D, or F. Here we go. We're doing it back to back. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Make every play, clear the way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Put up a fight with the might so fearlessly. We'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation with your T formation. Bear down, Chicago Bears, and let them know why you're wearing the crown. You're the pride and joy of Illinois. Chicago Bears, bear down. We run it back. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Make every way, clear the way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Put up a fight with the might so fearlessly. We'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation with your T formation. Bear down, Chicago Bears, and let them know why you're wearing the crown. You're the pride and joy of Illinois. Chicago Bears, bear down.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you guys. A lot of the chat, the streets of YouTube were telling me that we need to please stop Harrison from singing.
Listen, this is you spin the wheel, a lot of things can happen.
Well, I got good news for you.
We're out of singing.
We are out of it.
It's only on there twice.
Because I put it on the wheel twice, and it's been hit 2 out of the first 3 times.
Matt
so
Rice.
Unless we spin it 40 more times,
we're in the clear.
There is no chance it comes up again.
Well,
so you got your limit of Harrison singing Bears down.
My ears are bleeding. Yikes. That's brutal for me. Lawrence, you get a raffle ticket. He says, who would you trade up for at this point? I mean, look, like, in an ideal world, I'd rather just hang back and get the 3 picks, personally. But there's a few guys. I think Adetomo Adebawore is interesting. Joey Porter Jr., even though it's not your top need, I'd be intrigued by. You know, if you love one of the tight ends, I could see that, but you know, I would rather probably hang back at least into the 40s and kind of see who's available there. But we'll see. I mean, the fact that the Bears are interested in trading up kind of tells you that they like somebody, and they think that somebody could go early. And the pick is in, by the way.
Yeah.
It is Joey Porter Jr.
I mean, that's what expected.
No surprise.
I mean, no one is surprised.
Staying in PA, his pops played for the Steelers. Great value pick, so there he goes. Lawrence, you get a raffle ticket like I said. So Joey Porter Jr. off the board, and now the Arizona Cardinals are on the clock.
Rumored to want to trade it.
Yeah, they've been linked to trading down too. Jason, if Chicago trades up, who do you think they draft? I kind of just addressed that. Porter's obviously gone. Adebawore, a tight end, maybe a center, but I would probably at least wait until the 40s, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Okay, we got so the next few picks: Arizona, Detroit, Indianapolis, LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks. Let's go to Matt Rice. He says, "Help us all because my singing was so good." I think he wants me to sing it again, Rolly. That's what I think. So there you go, Matt. We're done singing for the night, I think. But,
yeah, I hope so.
I kind of hope so as well. So. We're underway on day 2. Subscribe to the channel for the latest Chicago Bears news, rumors. Let's see. Where are we at in subscribers? We're at 65,269. We're 31 subs away from 66,000. I'll tell you what. It's 6:15. If we can get 31 subs in the next 5 minutes, by 6:20, I'll do a beer bong. That's a big offer.
How many?
Just 31 new subs in the next 5 minutes. Sub for a beer bong. Listen, I'm feeling frisky tonight.
Yeah,
31
Joey
subs.
Porter Jr. was all right. Now, can I go revisionist history?
Sure.
And say that I got my mock draft pick right because I had Joey
Steelers
Porter
at
Jr.
17. I think when you get to a different round, that's eliminated.
I was kind of semi-joking there, but
hey, you can claim victory.
Listen, no one has to know.
Exactly. Here are some of the best available according to our draft guy, Tom Downey. Brian Branch, he's higher on him the most, but still, I am surprised he's still available. Top safety this year. Michael Mayer, I'm really surprised by him because I just think in today's NFL, like, having a guy at tight end that can, be a playmaker and a good blocker is so valuable. Osiris Torrance, interior offensive lineman. Darnell Washington, there's rumors that he may have a knee issue. So, I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but that's been kind of leaking around. B.J. Ojolari, I've told you guys I'm big on him. Clark Phillips III, cornerback out of Utah. I think he's a nickel in the NFL. Steve Avila, another interior offensive lineman. Drew Sanders, off-ball linebacker. I don't think the Bears would be interested in him. Cam Smith, the corner out of South Carolina. If he's there between 53 and 64, I would like that pick quite a bit. DJ Turner, same deal. John Michael Schmitz, Keon White, Isaiah Foskey, Roley's boy, Josh Downs, the North Carolina wide receiver. Jalen Hyatt is sitting there as well. So there's some good talent still on the board as we're early on here in the second round. So Joey Porter to Pittsburgh, and now Arizona's on the clock. They've been rumored to potentially trading down. Shout out Philip for a $20 super chatter. First time super chattered. Woo! Bottoms up. So CEO James Yoder, who owes you guys a Bears tattoo, we were talking earlier today. We're discussing later. He just gave us an update. Any guesses on what the Raiders are up to in Super Chats? Raiders Report. They've been live for an hour. Any guesses? You guys guess in the chat. How much money have the Raiders Report gotten already?
They're psychotic.
Guess it up. Shout out, Phil. Hey, bottoms up for Philip. Cheers. Did you already sip it up?
I already sipped.
No?
You know what? Just because Philip's such a stud and a star, I'm taking another one.
He also gets a wheel spin, so shout out to Philip. $750 from Fields Go, $1,500 from Marty K, $10 from Paul Oliver.
Some update here. The Cardinals
600
are
to
taking
800
trade possibilities. I think it's a strong likelihood that they trade down here. And if they do trade down, who's the pick and who is trying to get the pick?
Is it Will Levis time?
Could be Levis time, man. Could be Levis time.
By the way, Jerome got it. $4,000. Is that not nuts?
That is psycho.
That is psychotic. We're at 280 here, and I'm like, frick yeah. We're balling. You guys are killing it.
And it's official, Abby.
What's official?
Titans is traded
the
to
Titans are on the clock. The Titans are on the clock. It's Will Levis.
It's got to be Levis.
It's Will Levis time.
It's got to be Levis.
Oh, let's start. Let's get this draft going. Day 2. I think day 2 in some ways is more fun than day 1.
Well, because you get 2 rounds, and just like that,
push that across. Titans on the clock.
Let me fix the L3.
Titans on the clock.
And just like that, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock. The trade is what I'm getting told. So we'll flash that.
We'll see what the trade ends up being here. This is kind of a interesting trade overall between Tennessee and Arizona.
It's not quite in yet. So.
Not quite in. I can verbally mention it here. The Titans are moving up from 41 to 33. Cardinals, here, I'll just simplify it. Cardinals are getting 33, or they trade 33 and 81 to Tennessee. Titans trade 41 and 72 to Arizona. So this
Albert Breer has made it official.
It's Will Levis.
Tennessee Titans are taking Will Levis.
Mayo boy is off the board.
Woo!
There he goes. There he goes. Let me ask you this. Would you rather have Anthony Richardson at number 4 or Will Levis at 33?
Listen, I know there's a lot of rumors about Will Levis kind of being a scumbag off the field, but I think I would rather have Levis at 33.
I think so, too. I think Richardson has bigger potential, but I'm still, lukewarm on him. So
here's the official trade details, by the way. So the Cardinals get 41 and 72. So they move back 8 spots in the second. but move up 9 spots.
Pretty
in the third.
even here, to be frank. I mean, if you looked at the trade value chart, that would probably add up. So
really, I feel like it'd be slightly leaning, honestly, in Tennessee's favor because they're moving up 8 spots. They're basically moving the same amount.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is why the trade has been done.
Oh, Phillip.
Oh, we'll get to Phillip in a second.
Oh, they get a third.
The Cardinals also
there
get a
you go.
third.
So
And
there's
that makes sense.
There's the premium.
Because the reason why it didn't make any sense the first time is because if they're swapping in basically the same spot, but the second round
but
has
the
more
earlier
value.
round, yeah.
So,
You're right. Yeah. So now, if anything, Tennessee probably paid a slight premium here, but you're getting a quarterback. So that's just kind of the cost of doing business.
It is the cost
when you do that.
of doing business nowadays, and that means the Detroit Lions
are on the clock. And by the way, Phillip with a $50 super chat. He wants to be on the boot. Shout out to Phillip. Shout out to Phillip, a true legend here.
Phillip, he super chatted for the first time just a second ago, and he felt like he wanted to be part of history, which is.
Says, get me on the boot. Fields about to win MVP. I love the boldness. I love the boldness. Baby steps, but I love the boldness. I'm going to just mark this Phillip and then CV.
I tell you what, Harrison, the AFC South division.
There you are, Phillip, right there.
Ready for this quarterback? The AFC South division has Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis as their quarterbacks.
By the way, Ryan Tannehill has no guaranteed money this year.
Titans tried to get back into the first to get Levis. Turns out they couldn't do it, but they got him in the second.
Phillip, you got a sticker on. You also get 20 raffle tickets. Rolly will catch up on those at some point. So shout out to you. And let's catch up on these other supers. Alex with the 5, realistic 3 picks, dream scenario. Center is Avila. And look, if they view Avila as a center, he might be my top center because I think he's the best pure blocker out of him, Tippmann, and John Michael Schmitz. It's just whether or not teams view him as a center or guard. Edge, Foskey, or Derek Hall, Keanu Benton in there as well. Yeah, I like all those players. Like, if you get 1 or 2 of those guys today, or 3 of them, all 3, or 3 out of those chunk of players, then yeah, I'm in. Alex, you get a raffle ticket. We'll kind of remind everybody of the Super Chat stuff that is available at your disposal today.
Wow, this is a very interesting pick coming up, Harry.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if it's official, but because it's freaking Dobbs.
Interesting.
Jason Gonczarowski.
I made a bet at the end of last season for Fields to be MVP. Love it. Love the confidence. I do think he'll be one of those things rolling when, like, articles in July and August, dark horse MVP candidates. He will absolutely be on those lists. Like, you know what? He's the classic dark horse pick. Like, it'll be like him. It'll be, they'll probably throw one of the rookies on there, like Bryce Young, dark horse MVP. But yeah, Fields will be a dark horse guy. I don't need him to be MVP. Just be a solid player, man. Take some positive steps.
I tell you what, Harry, the picks are already moving in a lot quicker.
Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
Which I think it's maybe a tick early for him, but compared to the 2 picks yesterday,
I'm just very
this
surprised
is a little better
Michael
for Detroit.
Mayer doesn't go here.
Something's off there.
Something is off.
Something's off.
Something feels off, folks. Michael Mayer, the presumed number 1 tight end for a majority of the college football season.
Not for me. I'm Kincaid guy, but he was my number 2 guy. So, yeah. Laporta was like tied in 4 for me. I like Washington better, but if it's true he has a medical issue.
There is a lot of concerns about him having a medical issue. And because he's a Lion, we have to hate him. Let's break down Laporta.
Get the F. Don Burrs going in the chat. Sam Laporta, one of the better receiving tight ends in this class. Put up some good numbers for Iowa. He's the latest member of the NFC North, 6'3 and a quarter, 245 pounds. Just an okay blocker. He's really more of a receiving threat. Detroit needed a tight end after they traded Hawkinson last year, but at the end of the day, I think there were better tight ends available. So Detroit continues to have a middling class. I think they've gotten good players. I just don't think they've gotten great value yet. I think if you got Gibbs at this spot, or if you got Campbell at this spot, fine. But they definitely reached yesterday. Although I did see a report from Daniel Jeremiah that Gibbs would have gone 15 to the Jets had he not gone 12.
Breece Hall insurance?
Oh, yeah,
Intriguing.
makes sense. Give Aaron Rodgers a weapon. He likes throwing to backs. Like, he threw it
Does.
Aaron Jones, so I could see that. Shout out today's sponsor, RexMD. Go to rexmd.com/chat. Link in the live chat to get started today. The #1 leader in men's telehealth. Do you lack confidence sometimes in the bedroom? Do you wish you could have a more fulfilling sex life? Well, you're not alone. This is true for a lot of men out there. That's why we're excited to tell you about our sponsor, RexMD, your online source for men's wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the USA, so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. So, if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, head on over to rexmd.com/chat and start your consultation today. Take advantage of their best deal ever and get up to 90% off. Only pay $2 per dosage with our exclusive link of their starter packs of generic Viagra or Cialis, now available to our audience here at Bears Now. rexmd.com/chat to get up to 90% off. Link in the live chat. We've got some news, Rolly. The Raiders have traded up.
Yeah.
We'll get them on the clock here in just a moment here. Hendon Hooker?
No, I think this is going to be Michael Mayer, and it is.
Oh, wow.
I expected this to be the
There's your
replacement
Darren Waller
for Darren
replacement.
Waller, and it is.
I actually like that for the Raiders.
Back-to-back
Tight ends.
tight ends.
Here comes the run on tight ends, perhaps. Here comes the run. See, Detroit going, what's his name, Laporta, and then Mayer to the pick later. That's a win for Vegas.
Yeah. Wow.
Do the Rams take Hendon Hooker
A
here?
little bit of a tight end run here. I want to hear players that the Bears should match. Or, wow, whole English. Who should the Bears draft today? They have 3 picks, 51?
53, 61, 64.
I knew I was off. I always say 53, 61.
That's right.
Oh, it is?
You said 51, though.
Oh, okay. Name a player the Bears should draft. 3 picks.
Drop a name in the chat.
Michael Mayer. I actually like that. And is a tight end run going to happen? Is Darnell Washington coming soon? Is like Luke Musgrave
What if the
gonna come
Rams
up
got
soon?
Washington, dude?
That kind of would have been electric.
They'd be
He
kinda
would have looked sick.
Dude, if the Rams get him here, that's kind of nasty. If they bounce
I don't
back.
think they would draft a tight end. I feel like they have to take Hooker.
Who are their tight end?
Higbee.
Yeah, but
I don't hate Higbee. I actually think
I
he's a
like
fine tight
Higbee,
end.
but like he's not a you don't draft a tight end
That
because
is
you
true.
have him. Like,
We'll give some shout-outs with all those people you're naming in a second. But Brandon Romero asked, what is the Bears' salary looking like? Actually, I can show you.
they
here.
still have the most cap space in the NFL next year too.
Yeah,
But if you're talking for this year, they still have 36, 37 million in cap space.
36.67. There you
Yep.
go. Bada bing, bada boom.
You kind of look at their offseason right there. Obviously, they took Darnell Wright last night, so you check that box. Let me get some shout-outs here. Jow says Atabare, Rams need a QB. Stafford breaking down. Yeah, I could see them going Hooker here. No doubt about it. Papa Bear says, I think we trade 64, maybe. Benton, Ojolari, and Ringo. You pull that trio off tonight,
Woo!
let's go, baby.
Hello.
Let's go, baby. Siaki Ika. I'd be okay with Ika. I'm not as high on him as others, but he still would be a good body to have on your defensive line. Raiders, Hooker, total guess. No Hooker in Vegas. Michael Mayer.
No Hooker.
No Hooker.
Hookers in Vegas. First time you'll hear that ever.
Yeah. Let's see. Edge from Notre Dame, Foskey. Yeah, he could be an option. Let's see. Benton, Foskey, and Ojolari. That'd be kind of electric. Just beef up the defensive line. So there you go. Did we get the trade details of that Raiders
Yes.
trade?
I can flash
We have
them
that
here.
graphic. I'm just curious to see what that looked like. Seen a couple tweets, but easier to just flash it on screen for everyone. So they moved up to 35 from 38 and sent 141. I think that's worthwhile if you're Vegas. Like, you get arguably the top tight end in this draft. Give up a fifth to
Good
do
value.
it. I think that's I
I ask you
a
this.
good move.
How long until Goodell stops announcing the picks?
It should have been. To me, after round 1, I don't need to see Goodell. Like,
Yeah.
why introduce the draft? Fine, honor the military, whatever they were doing earlier. But let's get like former legends of all the teams in there. Like if Devin Hester, Devin Hester is going to announce one of the Bears picks in round 2, which is going to be absolutely electric. To me, have him announce all the Bears picks. I don't need to hear.
To be honest, I thought every second-round pick was a legend.
By the way, Albert Breer says that Josh McDaniel gets a tight end nicknamed Baby Gronk.
Yeah, this is true.
Do they call Michael Mayer Baby Gronk?
So when he was a freshman at Notre Dame.
But what about Baby Gronk?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this.
IG legend.
When he was a freshman at Notre Dame, I remember watching a Notre Dame game. My parents are Notre Dame fans, so I was watching it with them. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
The broadcast mentioned people around Notre Dame program call this kid Michael Mayer Baby Gronk. I was like, what?
He's well-rounded.
He's a big guy, 6'4.5",
physical,
240.
I don't think he's quite as athletic as Gronk, but he's a great blocker, good receiver.
Yeah.
By the way, someone in the chat says Notre Dame's tight end they're up there.
They are.
Iowa, they've had a lot of tight ends.
They've
Kittle, Hawkinson, Laporta. I mean, that's 4 starting tight ends in the NFL right there.
Yeah.
Probably. I think Laporta starts. But Notre Dame's had some too.
Oh, and a pipe dream is gone, fellas.
There you go. I wouldn't call Avila a pipe dream.
Yeah, it felt like a pipe dream.
I like Avila, but I guess pipe dream in terms of if he could fall to 53. Like, that probably wasn't going to happen. Steve Avila to the Rams. I'll be curious to see if he plays guard or center. I bet he plays guard there. Who's their center? I forget.
Listen, I love the NFL guys, but I cannot name
all
the
centers.
Offensive line for the Los Angeles Rams.
Fair enough. Steve Avila, he goes here. So kind of starting day 2 here. It was Joey Porter Jr. at 32, Will Levis at 33, Sam Laporta at 34, Michael Mayer goes number 35 overall, Steve Avila at number 36, Seattle Seahawks now on the clock. Rolly, let's run back through our Super Chat specials here, and then we'll kind of see what's happening here as creeping up toward 53, still a little ways to go before the Chicago Bears are on the clock for day 2. Here's our menu here. $10, we'll take a shot of Fireball. $20, we'll spin the roulette wheel. $50, you get a Justin Fields boot sticker. There's still room for some. Once this bad boy gets filled up, we're going to auction this thing off. That's going to be an electric stream. Every 500 total, which we're at 343, I'll write FGB on my arm. I want to write it multiple times. 1,000 total, we'll chug the Fields boot. We're at 343, like I said. We'll check where the other streams are. Get a little Super Chat battle update here as well. And we are back with another raffle tonight. We are raffling off this awesome Bears flag for you guys.
Sick flag,
You can hang it up. Let me flip this around here. You can hang it up outside if you have a flagpole. You can put it on your wall, man cave. So it's pretty sweet here. I'll kind of just pan it across here so you guys can see it. Pretty sweet flag here. Rolly and I can sign it if you want us to, whoever ends up winning it. So we've got that. So raffle tickets are as follows. If you want to get a raffle ticket today or multiple raffle tickets, which it's kind of an exponential growth depending how much you spend. $5 gets you 1 ticket, but as you go higher, you get more bang for your buck. $10, 3 tickets. 27. $50, you get 20 tickets. $100 gets you 50 raffle tickets. Obviously, the more tickets you got, the better chance you have to win. And you can double your ticket value by using Cash App or Venmo. If you Cash App $HGram NFL, that'll double your raffle tickets. $20 instead of 7 tickets, you'd get 14. $50 instead of 20 tickets, you'd get 40. $100 instead of 50 tickets, you would get 100. So if you want to get in on the raffle tickets, Cash App and Venmo is going to get you the best bang for your buck. But obviously, you can Super Chat still as well. And our Super Chat battle update
still
here.
Holding the lead.
Holding firm.
Holding steady, going well.
Holding firm, doing well. We're almost combined got them. I'm not trying to get greedy, but could we beat them combined? I mean, listen.
It's a little aggressive.
It's a little aggressive.
Pretty much at 400, just under.
A 50-piece would get you a Justin Fields boot sticker and a combined lead. Also, I'll just throw this out there, too, with Venmo and Cash App. I mentioned it earlier, $500, it's a lot. I get it. I don't blame you if you don't want to do it. But if you do a $500 Venmo or Cash App only donation, those links are in the chat. You get to choose a color jersey that I will rock with a custom name and number. If you want your name and number of choice, I will rock it on several shows. I'll rock it on half the shows we do probably. We got customs available in any of them, but they're pretty expensive. So Venmo or Cash App, $500. If you want to get if Wasim's watching, I know Wasim, you're a big fan of Bears now. Wasim Khan with the number of your choice. We'll rock the jersey on the show. So if anyone's interested in that, the Raiders Report has a lot of custom jerseys for Raiders Report subscribers. I know Giants Now got one yesterday. So if you guys want to represent here on Bears Now, I'd love to add to the jersey arsenal and represent you guys on the show. I think that'd be pretty cool. So if you're interested in that, Cash App or Venmo, I'll get those links in the chat. One more time. Again, Steve Avila off the board to the Rams. So the Seahawks are on the clock. And reminder that every 300 likes is a free wheel spin.
And the Seahawks pick is actually just getting put in as well, as the Colts will come up on the clock as...
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
this feels early.
Derek Hall, one of the guys I know you guys were interested in the edge out of Auburn.
There's no way I would have taken him this early, though. Like, I like him. I'm not going to get upset if he goes top 40. Like, I don't view him that highly. Like, I think 53 would have been fine, but 37, that's rich.
Yeah.
It's a little rich.
Now the Colts are on the clock after trading down from pick 33. I tell you what, the Seahawks draft has been... I know you could argue Derek Hall is a little bit of a reach.
They've gotten some good
but
players.
Devin Witherspoon, Jackson Smith, and Jake Budd, Derek Hall, 3 quality players that are probably going to get starting right away. And a trade just happened. The Falcons are on the clock.
Oh.
My Falcons, baby. My Falcons.
Who are the Falcons going to take, Rolly?
I think it's a wide receiver.
Oh, man. Is it your boy, Josh Downs? You're going to lose your mind if they draft Josh Downs.
The Falcons trade up. The Falcons trade up.
That heart's beating a little heavier over there.
The Colts traded down for a second time. The Falcons are on the clock. They were rumored to want to trade up late first round, early second round.
This is what
didn't happen, so it happens this time.
This is what I love about day 2 also. You just get a flurry of trades. Like, teams are moving around. It's a blast. It's an absolute blast.
They trade up from 44 to 38.
Yeah, we'll see those trade details. We'll get them on the clock here in just a second. As there you go, Falcons on the clock there. Get that pushed.
We don't know the details yet. We'll update them as it comes in. You know who this trade is for? And I changed my mind. It's not Josh Downs or a wide receiver. They are getting Brian Branch right here.
Ooh.
I think you can lock it in.
Him with Jesse Bates would be kind of nasty.
You
think he plays nickel for them?
He can play big nickel inside, let Okudah play outside. I think Brian Branch will be the pick here.
Colts get 44 and 110. So
okay. That's just something to monitor. I mean, I know you guys don't really care about the Falcons, but the Falcons did have 2 fourth-rounders, 44 or 110 and 113. So they ship one of them off to move up 6 spots.
I hope it's Branch. I'm fine with that because
I think it will be.
Because he's not a Bear. Bears aren't taking a safety. So if it's Branch, that's not a player that would impact Chicago, I don't think. So
I'm waiting to see it in, but I feel pretty confident this is going to be the pick.
Throw me some other names. If it's not Branch, do you think Downs is a possibility?
I think Downs is a possibility. Jalen Hyatt's a possibility. They need to add a wide receiver. They also need edge help. So maybe they move up. They see Derek Hall going. Maybe they think a slot or a run on edge is going to happen. Maybe they go with one of your guys like Thule or B.J. Ojulari.
Foskey, someone like that.
Foskey, I think, might be a little rich here.
Yeah.
B.J. Ojulari, a real chance.
Because they're a 3-4 team, right? So
yes.
I think he fits better in a 3-4 scheme, in my opinion. So
so we'll have to see. I have not seen the pick just yet.
Yeah,
the pick is in, though. See some fist bumping. I feel like this is Brian Branch, Harry.
It'd be funny if it was Hendon Hooker. It's not, but it'd be funny.
I would borderline be in shambles. I actually do think this is Brian Branch. This would be one hell of a pick. And you can argue that, according to Tom Downey, Brian Branch was a candidate.
Ooh!
Wow.
This is interesting.
I don't understand this one, fellas.
This is interesting because is he going to play left? No. Where's he going to play? Guard?
They've got to move someone in the guard. Their only hole on their offensive line is left guard, unless they think Jake Matthews is cooked.
Matthew Bergeron, the offensive tackle, but
I don't quite understand
I have read that some teams view him as a guard. Maybe you start him at guard and then you kick him out in a year or two?
If the Falcons view Matthew Bergeron as a guard, he will be the starting left guard for Atlanta come week 1.
I will say, I like Bergeron. I think he's a day one starting offensive lineman, but I'm a bit surprised if they're keeping him at tackle because
I gotta be honest,
they paid
I'm a little
Caleb.
shocked by
Would
this
they kick
pick.
McGarry inside? I doubt it. He's got the profile of a guard, shorter arms.
Caleb McGarry does have a profile of a guard, but coming off a career year and getting a 3-year, $33 million extension,
Be a little
I can't
surprising.
imagine them saying, hey, you're going in the guard. But we also did expect McGarry to get more money than he did.
Yeah.
Could this be part of it?
Maybe.
We tell him, listen, we want to move you in the left guard next season, and we take an offensive tackle in this draft, so we're going to pay you like a guard. And that makes sense there.
Rapoport says the Falcons considered tackle at 8. That tells me he's playing
There
tackle.
was rumors of them going after Skoronski.
Oh, so maybe they would view him as a guard as well. All right, Matthew Bergeron, the pick here. I like Bergeron. Had the Bears, I'll say this. Bears fans, if you're still upset about the Matthew Wright, Darnell Wright pick, Bergeron was not going to fall to you at 53. I mean, that's pretty clear. So if you didn't take Wright last night, you might not have gotten a starting caliber tackle. So the tackles have been prioritized in this draft. That's, 6 in the top 38 now if you count Skoronski? 6 tackles. So, I mean, they're going. And then if you add in Avila, 7 offensive linemen in the top 38. So even in a draft where some people have said it's a weaker offensive line class, teams are always looking for offensive linemen. So you're seeing them go here.
Offensive linemen are I wouldn't say the most important, but they might be one of the most coveted
top 3
positions because you have to start 5 of them, and you're going to need depth. And I feel like I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one, Harry, because I really don't understand. I think I have to see more.
What their plans are.
Because I want to hear Terry Fontenot and company.
Ryan Pace pick. Bears legend Ryan Pace. All right. Get the Bear Downs going. That's why we're here. Carolina on the clock. Draft a bad player, so the Panthers suck next year. That's what we want to see here. Carolina on the clock. Then we got the New Orleans Saints, Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, FGB, New York Jets as well. Get those Bear Downs going. Phoenix says Ryan Pace strikes again. Inbox says Bear Down. Dirty Dan, Mo Dave, Robert Brushabeer. We got Terrell in there. Wasim, what's up, Wasim? Anthony, we got Larry in the chat as well.
I called this, by the way. The 39th pick is in for the Panthers. I called the fucking pick earlier today, Harry.
Jonathan Mingo.
I called it yesterday.
Martian
I don't know
Shambles.
if you were out there.
I don't think I was.
But I literally said, Jonathan, we were talking about Mingo because Marsh wanted him. I said he's a Panther at 39.
Listen, you called
While
it.
you guys are typing those bear downs, shout out Jay Norwood, Daryl Upton, Grumpy, Jazilla, Richard, Calagreo, Ron. But
Alana says, shout me out of
super
in.
chats. I'm going to take a shot for this one, Harry. Chicago ain't for everybody.
Says, bear down, get it going in the chat. It's round 2, baby. I like the first round pick, but here's the problem with trading down. Poles traded to an NFC team, and the Eagles added Smith. Their defense was killers, now destroyers, adding those. Look, the rich got richer in Philly last night. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But listen, it's kind of like beating a dead horse with the Jalen Carter part of it, but certainly understand it. But getting Nolan Smith at 30 is just ridiculous value. I mean, it really is. So just funny how that works out. So shout out to you for the 10. We're $37 away from 400. Hit that like button. We got 1,400 people watching live. If we get to 600 likes before the next pick is in, we'll do 2 wheel spins.
Okay,
we'll already owe you 1. We'll do a second one as well, as the New Orleans Saints are on the clock here after Jonathan Mingo goes to Carolina. If we get to 600 likes before the Saints pick, I will spin the wheel twice for you guys. We'll get it going. So hit that like button. Jack Brown says, who is Mingo? Wide receiver out of Ole Miss. He was getting some late buzz, Rolly, to maybe sneak into round 1. Didn't quite get there, but top 40 guy. I mean, he got close.
Yeah, I mean, Mingo has been compared a lot, and this is kind of, I think, lazy from people, but a lot of people have said an A.J. Brown. I mean, they went to Ole Miss,
big
but he's
player,
a big guy, physical player.
Good speed.
Yeah. I think it is like 6'2", 220.
Yeah, he doesn't have quite the tape production that Brown had coming out, but the potential's there. I mean, it really is.
It doesn't surprise me, but listen, that was a spot I could have saw Josh Downs going to. You talking about my boy from UNC.
Keeping him in state.
Keeping Charlotte.
There you go. We're at 540 likes. Let's get 60 more before the next pick comes in.
It is the Saints picking at 40.
Saints on the clock. Could they go Hendon Hooker? Sit him for a year or two behind Derek Carr?
Welski with a $5 super chat. Poles building a team for the future. We won trading down one pick, getting more Wright second, and a future first. Thanks, Lovey.
Talking about DJ Moore. Yeah, because look, the number one pick turned into DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, a first next year from Carolina, a second in 2025, a second this year, and a fourth next year because you moved down from 9 to 10. When you think of it that way, I mean, you got a lot. You got a lot. The number one pick got you a lot back. You got a number one receiver, a starting right tackle, and 3 more premium picks. That's a pretty good haul at the end of the day. Oh, Jonathan Stewart announcing the Mingo pick. I like how the graphic said Panthers legend. That feels rich. Is he a Panthers?
He's a Panthers legend.
Yeah, I guess because that franchise doesn't have.
He's a Panthers legend.
Yeah, he's good.
Sure.
All right. Man. I take it back. We're 33 likes away before the Saints pick. Oh, is it Hendon Hooker time?
Give me Brian Branch.
Give me Brian. He's still there. That'd be a great pick.
Give me Brian Branch.
Trace, I was going to be mean and say a random player like, oh my God, the Saints, but I decided to be nice. Just wanted you to know that I chose nice today.
Stetson Bennett to New Orleans.
Some dumb shit Dennis Allen would do.
Mitch just said Raider Ron broke a record. But we did get a $5 super chat from Brandon Romero. Based off beginning the second round, who should the Bears draft with the next 3 picks? I think if Benton's there, man.
Let's look at the best available, shall we? Best available players on Tom Downey's big board. And then we'll get to Eric, a first-time super chatter. Shout out to Eric. We'll get to him in a second. You got Brian Branch, Osiris Torrance, Darnell Washington. Man, I would love BJ Ojulari. That would be awesome. Clark Phillips III, Drew Sanders, Cam Smith, DJ Turner. A lot of corners in that range when the Bears come up at 53 that I think they could consider here. A few more guys. Trenton Simpson, John Michael Schmitz, Keon White, Isaiah Foskey. So you got some edges still out there, Rolly, that could make some moves here. Josh Downs, Jalen Hyatt, Keely Ringo, Dawan Jones. They're not going to take another tackle, at least not today, I don't think. Maybe on day 3 they'll add some depth there. But there's a lot of names, corner, edge, couple tight ends perhaps that I would be intrigued by adding. 21 likes away. The Saints still haven't picked. Like the video for a bonus wheel spin. And then we got Eric with the first time super chat, and I'll take a shot for him as well. Cheers. First time super chatters. We're bottoms up for you. You also get 3 raffle tickets, Eric.
Taking a long time.
Yeah, the Saints are giving you guys some opportunities here.
Yeah. Oh, and the pick is in. Oh, boy.
We'll give y'all, the pick is in, we'll give you 15 seconds to get to 600 likes.
All I'm going to say is Bears fans might not like this one.
I'll say this, though, without saying the name yet. It's still too early.
I agree. What is good with Brian Branch? Do
you take him if you're the Bears? Honestly, if he's at 53.
Do people view him as a corner rather than a safety? But he ran a 4.6, so he's kind of slow.
Yeah. Well, they said that about what's his name last year for Baltimore. Ran a 4.7, and he's a baller. The Notre Dame safety.
Hamilton?
Yes.
They said that about him?
He ran a 4.7. They were like, he's too slow. And he went top 15, and he's a baller.
All right, once our graphic updates, we will announce the pick and the
we got to 600 likes, by the way. We will do 2 wheel spins. We'll just say the pick.
I'm waiting for this.
You going to wait for the graphic? Okay.
I'm waiting for it. Come on. This is my Super Bowl.
It is.
I'm told it's updated even though it's not.
Yeah, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. Shout out to Eric. That gets you 3 raffle tickets. $22 away from $400. So shout out to
Isaiah Foskey's the pick.
Isaiah Foskey. So there goes another edge. But again, I wouldn't have taken him at 40. So I'm not going to get upset that a guy that I was interested in goes this early. It is what it is, you let the board kind of fall to how it falls. You know, if you love a guy, trade up for him, that's fine. But I think that's too early for him, in my opinion. Like 53, sure, but I think 40 is a little too early. A little too early. Nathan Rosado with the $10 super chat. We'll get to that. We also have Michael Ortman, our Manscaped winner from last night. Shout out to Michael. We'll get that product sent out soon. Poles is a genius, and his patience is awesome. F Don Burr, FGB, F Minnesota, F Detroit, F the Jets, FAR. Love to see it from Michael Ortman.
Michael Ortman, you're good in my books with the F the Jets.
By the way, the Packers are going to be up next, and we're going to set an FGB record.
Yeah.
We're going to set an FGB record. Audience is peaking a little bit. Hit that subscribe button. We didn't quite get to 65,300. I'll tell you what. If we get to 65,300 subs before the Cardinals make their pick, we're only 18 away. If we get there before the Cardinals make the pick, I'll do a beer bong still. I'm still, that offer is still on the table. I'll make it happen for you guys. If we get there before the Cardinals make the pick, we will do it. I'm going to turn sub-only chat on to give you guys a little more motivation. You can't comment unless you are subscribed. So hit that sub button. Let's get to 65,300 before the end of this Cardinals picks. We publish videos every single day. We go live every single week. Obviously, we've been live the past 2 days of the NFL Draft. Rolly and I will be back tomorrow as well. Minute-by-minute conversation here. Hit that sub button. Let's make it happen. Let's get to 65,300. We're 13 away. 13 away. 65287.
The Packers, unfortunately, picked twice in the next 4 picks.
Yeah, keep the FGBs rolling.
Unfortunately, I know who one of the picks is.
Eric, Samuel, Lee, Trent, Sean. Who's one of them? Chest, Steak, Kirk.
Dude, they're going to take
Who?
Downs.
Josh Downs? Yeah, they might.
They need a wide receiver. They have 2 outside ones,
Matt,
Downs
Robert.
and Watson.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world. You know what the other one is?
Take them Arizona. They could go tight
They
end.
could go Branch.
You go Darnell Washington, too.
Oh, my God. Washington and Downs would be nasty.
Kirk. We got Eric in there. O-Rod. Let's see where we're at in the super chats. We're at 65,288. We're 12 away. I'm not seeing this push. Lele, Eric, Mo, Blank, Michael, Emilio, Kirk,
The pick
Richard.
is in for the Cardinals and hasn't been leaked yet. What is good
Oh,
with
it just
this?
got leaked. Now, this is one I'm kind of like, damn.
Oh, now I don't know where this is going to go, but because I haven't seen it yet.
You'll see soon enough.
And I saw it.
That's kind of a bummer. That is kind of a bummer. Like, he would have been a guy I might have traded up to this range for.
Wow.
I'm not forcing it, but like,
Edges and tight ends flying early, folks.
look, there's going to be some good corners when the Bears pick.
You know, I tell you what, cornerback.
Keely Ringo?
We've talked about how this is a good deep cornerback class. Well, that depth is getting tested because they're sliding back, man.
Yeah.
Does the league not view them as good?
I don't know. The pick's not officially official, so you still have a chance to get to 65,300 subs. We're 10 away. Looks like now it's going to be officially official momentarily. Clock's ticking. DJ Turner in there, someone's saying. Break the comments record. FGB, because the Packers about to be on the clock here.
Waiting for the graphics to update, and then we have a challenge for you.
Oh, let's ride.
Oh my God! If Green Bay snipes Downs for pick right ahead of him, I might lose me. All right, spam FGB.
BJ
Can we break that
Ojulari.
comments record in 1 minute? Spam FGB.
Spam
They're
it.
on the clock. F the Packers. Let's go.
Real quick, Ojulari. I like Ojulari a lot. I think he's better than Foskey, to be frank, but it is what it is. I'm surprised he kind of lasted this long, to be honest. Jerome, let's set a record. Spam it more than once. Multiple comments. Sith Gaming, Nevek, Jack, Anthony, Emilio, John, Lele, Ernest. Spam FGB. 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 Dorian, Peloton, Ernest, John O'Rourke. We got Marson Rex. Matt Rice, Peloton, O-Rod the Mod, Capone. We got John O'Rourke. At least it's not Atabare. Yeah, I mean, true. I think Ojulari is more of a probably right away impact guy, but Atabare's upside is certainly bigger. There's no doubt about that. Keep the FGBs rolling. Brandon, Bocce, Phillip, Joe. We got Jack Brown, Orod, Gino, Jerome, Leon Lucas, Bashi, CW. Aaron, what's up? We good? Wasim, Jack.
I don't know if this is a mistake or not, but someone just tweeted out the pick for the Packers, but I didn't think they would have the pick, but he was right because he was the first one on it.
Who is it?
It's Luke Musgrave to the Packers.
Okay, so tight end.
I got to imagine here, Darnell Washington's injury concerns are real.
Some people are high on Musgrave. He's a better receiving weapon, probably, at least right now, than Washington. Man, could the Bears get Darnell Washington? Double up on Darnell's? Be kind of electric.
He might be a Dolphin at 51.
Will is going to lose his mind if that's the case. It's been a run on tight ends and edges today.
Yeah.
Did we set the record, Rolly?
I think we did.
Let's see.
I have to check the analytics.
Let's see.
The pick for the Packers, and they finally draft someone on the offensive side of the ball to help a quarterback.
Luke Musgrave, tight end, Oregon State. So there he goes. There he goes. Keep the FGBs in, though, because they're about to be back on the clock. So Jets, Colts, Packers, Patriots, Washington. We're getting closer to the Bears being on the clock. Let's get to this 20 from Riley Zuardo. By the way, we owe three wheel spins now. Three wheel spins with Riley. He also gets 7 raffle tickets. Rolly will start catching up on those. He says, let's move up for Brian Branch or Keon White. I like Brian Branch. I just don't think I'd move up for him because it's just not a need unless you view him as a true nickel. But does that mean you're moving Kyler Gordon to outside? If okay, cool. Like I'm fine with that. But I like Branch a lot. Like if you view him as a safety, do you cut Eddie Jackson or trade him to save money? I love Eddie Jackson, man. Like I just don't. But you got Brisker. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't know where you play him. Like I know a lot of teams run 3 safety looks now, so you could do some of that, but I don't know. It's a tricky one. But again, Poles at a lot of the time is just has been a best player available guy. And if he likes Brian Branch a lot, then maybe he would go that route. Brandon Romero with the 5. You get a raffle ticket. Appreciate the donation, my friend. Brandon's been hanging out today.
Brandon's a good guy.
Been sitting in some chats, so appreciate that.
We got another 20 from Logan. If you do a beer bong, I'll do a shotgun with a pounder. I don't really know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
He's paying FGB like a real one.
I'll tell you what, when we cross 500 in supers, I'll do a beer bong.
I love it.
Every 500 beer bong?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
I like that. You like that?
You like that? We could alternate, or do we do a race?
We can alternate. I'll do 1,000.
Okay, you go at 1,000.
I believe we're going to get
there.
I
alternate.
have faith in the Bears.
Because at 1,000, I got to do a beer boot anyway, so Rolly's going to have to take the beer bong at 1,000.
Romero again!
That's 4 wheel spins, by the way. Brandon Romero, what's your take on Jordan Love? He is talented. People acting like he's the guy because he had a good series and a half against Philly last year is the most overreaction thing of all time. Doesn't mean he can't be good. I'm just saying we got to see a lot more. We got to see a lot more from Jordan Love, but he's got the arm talent. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Gary says best player available, Harrison, but want a center. Both could be the case.
I think
maybe John Michael Schmitz.
I think he's going to be there, Harry.
He might be there.
Not.
Him or Luke Tippmann, I got to think one of those guys makes it to 53.
Yeah.
And if they do, they may take him. I took Tippmann at 53 earlier in a mock. Earlier today. Hope you guys checked out that video. All right, let's start spinning these.
4
wheel spins. Wyatt is still in the chat. Wyatt is still in the chat. We just have one.
No.
No clue.
Follow Harry on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter. I'll try to follow you guys back. I hit a limit earlier, but give me a follow on Twitter.
You got it.
At HGramNFL. And I'll follow everybody back for the next minute that follows me. How about that?
All right, 3 more to go.
If I'm allowed to.
And it has not been leaked yet either, which is interesting. Oh, boy, that was almost a Rolly beer
Adam
bomb.
Green, H. Beard.
We got to drink water, Harry.
Jay, hey, listen. Perfect
which is
time.
probably good for us.
Cheers. Rolly's going to keep spinning. I'm going to get some Twitter shouts. Faye here, Anthony, Breezy, Chris, Rudog, H-Gram NFL on Twitter. Give me a follow. I'll follow you guys back.
Carrie Huss is in the chat. Carrie, what is up?
Carrie is back. Hey, Carrie.
Oh, we have to spin again, so it doesn't even count.
Carrie, before you super chat, if you want to super chat today, we got a deal we're offering today. So be on the lookout.
Ooh.
Shot clock likes. All right, we got 1,650 people watching live.
Last one.
If we get to 900 likes before the Colts pick, because the Jets pick is in, we will double up on spins there again. We'll double up on wheel spins. Like the video. Hit that thumbs up icon. I got to take a shot, so there you go. Brad just followed me as well. Matthew, Bo Jacobs. Just followed everybody that followed me in the last minute.
We also got a super chat from Wyatt.
Hit that like button. Shout out Wyatt. He gets another raffle ticket. He says, I'm back. Had to set up the tent. Been a long day. Have the Bears drafted anybody? Did they trade up? They did not trade up. Jets are making their pick right now.
And it is, unfortunately,
oh, there
Joe
it is.
Tippmann,
Joe Tippmann.
the center out of Wisconsin.
I kind of had a feeling he was going to be the first.
We'll get back to you, Wyatt, in a second, but
Logan Tyson. Boom! Type boom in the chat. He says, would you trade up to draft the best person in the draft left or trade down and collect more draft picks and go off with picks? The last super chat was, I would shotgun a pounder if you beer bong. Well, we're over 500. That's a beer bong. That's also a Fields boot sticker. To answer the question, with where the Bears are right now, it's hard to say. Like, would you trade a decent haul for one player? If you were convicted that that guy was going to be a Pro Bowl type of player, then yeah, you'd have to consider that. But getting volume makes sense as well. So it's an interesting spot to be in. But Logan, you got an interesting spot on the Fields boot right here.
Let's go, Logan. What
Logan
an animal.
T, there he goes. Getting on the Fields boot, and I got to fill up a beer bong. So
we'll get to that. I want to show Wyatt super chat because he asked a question I want to get addressed. He said, did Joey Porter Jr. get drafted? Yeah, he was the first pick of the second round, pick 32, so he is off the board. The Bears will not.
There was no chance. He was going to be that pick, whether it was Pittsburgh or someone else. Like,
I agree. I thought he was going to be potentially one of the best corners in his class, period. He still could be. I was very surprised.
We're doing a high noon bong, so here we go in just a moment. So, wow. You guys are bringing the heat. You
Logan
guys are
brought
bringing
the
the
heat
heat
today, baby.
That's 50 raffle tickets for Logan.
That's right.
Sorry, Rolly.
Sorry. Fortunately to me.
Oh, man. Okay. We're at a bit of a stop in the action. If we get to 900 likes before the end of the Colts pick, like we said, that's a bonus wheel spin because 900 would already be one. We'll do a second one. So here we go. Cheers. Type chug in the chat. I'm going to take this piece down.
Type chug in the chat. I'll give some shout-outs. Thanks to Logan. I see Rio typing FGB. I see Jason saying FGB. I see Wasim Khan saying chug. Jay Riles chug. Wyatt chug. Augustin chug. Chase chug. EPC
I got to be honest,
chug.
not the easiest to chug.
Really?
It wasn't terrible.
Wow, and the Colts pick is in.
Wow. Interesting.
I don't hate this pick, but
Yeah.
I mean, man.
Maybe a tick early, but the physical tools.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would have been in play at 53 for the Bears.
Great potion. Logan
again! He wants the flag.
Logan is on fire!
He wants the flag. This is our giveaway item today. He wants it. He's getting raffle tickets. We'll reset the super chat menu stuff here in a moment. Shout out to Logan. I'd say he's been our super chat MVP today.
Without a doubt.
Shout out to Logan, bringing the heat with the 20. That'll be a wheel spin.
The pick is in for the Colts. It's Julius Brents.
Julius
the
Brents.
Packers are back on the clock.
FGB. 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 FGB.
Logan's got it. Follow Logan's lead, baby. He says, gotta support the boys. Appreciate you, Logan. FGB.
FGB. FGB. FGB. FGB. FGB. Shout out Logan. He gets 7 more raffle tickets there. A couple of 10s coming in as well. Rudog back in the mix.
First Emiliano says, fellas, I was blinded by anger last night by passing on Carter, which carried on to this morning. I was having coffee and mistaked my cream for mayonnaise, and now I'm the biggest Will Levis fan. Oh, no.
You don't want to be a Will Levis fan. you don't want that. You do not want that. But appreciate the 10. You get 3 raffle tickets. That's also a shot. You got this one,
Yeah,
Rolly?
I got this one.
Rolly's going to take down a shot.
The
then
Colts finally made a pick, by the way, after trading them twice in the second round.
Yeah, Julius Brents. Hey, trading down twice, getting Brents, it's not bad. It's not bad. Maybe corners start to go, Rolly? Porter and Brents?
Possible. No one wide receiver so far. New England's on the clock. The Packers just drafted Luke Musgrave. Could they go wide receiver too?
Are the Packers going to go downs here?
All the sense in the world right now tells me.
If the Patriots get downs, you are going to party.
Guys, I'm going to run off the stream for a second.
Cheers, Rolly. I'll take the next one here coming in.
If I had to give my prediction, I think they're taking Dawan Jones.
The Patriots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tackle from Ohio State. That's my prediction. Rudog with a $10 super chat. Are the Bears' next 3 picks day 1 starters? They could be.
Ideally.
The trade! An interdivision trade!
Lions on the clock!
Lions move up to 45!
F. Don Burr! 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 Let's see what Detroit does. Nathan Rosado says, "Did you guys ever show my super chat?"
Yeah, we've shown every.
I'm sure we did. Yeah,
we've shown
every super chat. You might have missed it, but we show every super chat. So
we have not missed yet.
I'll just read it again for you, Nathan. That was kind of a rough time for him to walk in here. Wouldn't complain about edge, but with good options in free agency, we should go best defensive tackle available and John Michael Schmitz, maybe Tippmann. Obviously, Tippmann's gone. Release Cody Whitehair, save money. It's a good point. You could still get Yannick Ngakoue after the draft.
Dude, I forgot he's still free agent. Remember how much
Frank
we
Clark's
wanted him
still
during
out
free
there?
agency, man?
The sign Yannick train will be back after the draft. Glenn Miller! A $500 super chat! Glenn Miller! Boom!
I feel like a tornado!
Glenn Miller! Glenn Miller! Glenn Miller! Glenn Miller! Glenn Miller, let's go!
Holy shit! Everybody spam Glenn in the chat!
He says, okay, first off, love the show. Second, you guys owe me a lot of drinks. That is a fact. I think a beer bong race is in order here, Rolly.
Yeah.
He says, this should put over 1,000. That's a beer boot for me as well. I don't believe Bears trade up. Think Ryan Poles values more picks. We need defense the next 3. By the way, F. Logan, I'm guessing, because Glenn wants that item. So 500, I think we got to go 200 tickets here. I'm sorry, Rolly. Just start typing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this at the end.
Are you sure?
At this point, if I do it now, I think we gotta cut a hard set off, and then just a lot, like 20 minutes to me doing it.
That's gonna be brutal, though.
Yeah, but if I try to catch up now, like I don't think I'll be able to.
All right.
Well,
however you want to do it.
Glenn Miller,
we're gonna give you 200 raffle tickets for that. You think that's fair? 200?
Yeah.
200 raffle tickets? Wow. PJ going to college thanks to Glenn.
Holy shit.
It doesn't hurt.
Well,
First time super chatter too, so cheers.
We have a beer bong race as well.
By the way, Glenn, I feel kind of bad because A $500 Venmo or Cash App gets you a custom jersey that we wear with whatever name and number you want on it. If you still want to do that, you can. It's got to be Cash App or Venmo for that, but we will do a lot of drinks. We'll do a race. I'll do a beer boot. I think a couple of Justin Fields boot stickers here for Glenn are in order here.
Yeah.
So,
shit,
Glenn, let me
Miller.
tell you this, Glenn. You just said, someone says give him $250. All right, we'll go $250 tickets because that's 50 for 100 times 5. Yeah, $250.
Yeah, $250.
$250 for Glenn.
The math is mathin'.
Math is mathin'. Give him the jersey. The problem, it's got to be Cash App or Venmo. I don't make the rules. I could try to coordinate if he sends another total on YouTube to make it work. Give the man the wall of art. Glenn, what do you think? Oh! Logan responds.
An answer from Logan. F. Glenn Miller.
Glenn, there's a sticker. I'm going to get you another one here.
Oh, my goodness. All right. What I want to do before we get to more drink stuff, I want to update you on the last couple picks that have been made because the Commanders are officially on the clock.
Patriots took Keon White. That's interesting.
I actually, first of all,
Lions they finally made a good pick.
Brian Branch. This is their best pick of the night, or their draft so far.
By far.
Comes back.
I mean, if they
45.
took him at 12,
no one would have really said a word.
Wow.
And
Holy smokes.
then the Patriots at 46 take the D tackle / D or the edge hybrid. He's a big fella, 280.
I like him in round 2.
I actually like Keon White. I have a group chat with some friends that are Patriots fans, and I put a list of 6 guys. I was like, keep an eye on these guys at 46. I'd be happy with them. Keon White made the list. So
Logan, you get a sticker as well.
Would have liked Downs, but hey.
Can we just appreciate what just happened here?
I can't even comprehend.
Setting a Super Chat record. And it was his first Super Chat ever.
What a legend, man. What a legend.
So a lot of people were saying give Glenn that jersey. I really don't know how to explain this. Here, I'll just put it like this. If you guys Venmo or Cash App, it's a better way to support the show. I'll just say that. I don't want to get into the specifics. Super Chats are awesome. They help us tremendously. But Cash App and Venmo really kind of goes to the next level. I'll put it that way. So if you've got that on your mind, keep that in mind. At HGramNFL, we can flash my Cash App and Venmo handle. I'll tell you what, Glenn. If you go 200 more on Super Chat or Cash App and Venmo, I'll make it happen, even if I have to buy it myself. I will do it out of my own pocket. If you do another 200, we will make that happen. And basically, if you're just joining us, @HGramNFL, Venmo, Cash App, I'll put those links in there. I will do it myself. I'm not going to say why it helps us more. A couple of you guys are saying it in the chat. I don't want you guys thinking your Super Chats don't go a long way, because they do. I'll just say this. Cash App and Venmo, you're getting more bang for your buck.
Getting more out of it.
I'll put it that way. I'm not going to, go on a huge rant about it. But the best way to support the show financially is Cash App or Venmo. I'll say that. If you don't have a Cash App or Venmo, I get that. It's really easy to set up. I'll tell you that. Very secure. But if you go, will you shout out the Cash App? Yes, we have graphics.
Yeah,
show the Venmo from earlier. We throw it on screen. If you guys ask questions on Cash App or Venmo, we will still answer those. So we absolutely.
This is what happened for Jacob earlier.
This graphic's cooler than Super Chat, honestly.
I mean, you get flashy things.
It flashes around.
We have one separately for Venmo, too. So if you do it on Venmo instead of Cash App, it would look different. It'd be more blue. But, yeah.
So I feel bad because I don't even know if Glenn knew about that option, but if you like I said, if you go another 200 via Super Chat or Cash App or Venmo, I'll make it happen for you. Even if I have to buy the jersey myself. So what the deal is, let's explain the deal to Glenn because he may not know. So Glenn, what we're offering is via $500 Cash App or Venmo. In your case, we'll make an exception if you throw an extra 200. But if it's a straight Cash App or Venmo, you can pick a custom jersey with your name and number on it, and I will wear it on future shows. Rolly will wear it on shows as the producer here. And essentially, like, you're a part of the show in even an extra way. You get to choose the jersey color, the name, the number. We could even do some Bears Now episodes sponsored by Glenn Miller. I mean, that's a pretty cool thing. So if you're able to make that happen, that's cool. If not, I understand. We can make something else happen for you. I'll tell you what. If you can't afford any more, I'll send you an FGB T-shirt. We've got that. If you're not familiar with the program, FGB F Green Bay, I will buy you one myself and send that your way because I know you just donated a ton. Appreciate the support. You guys are nuts. By the way, in the Super Chat battle, Rolly, we're taking a sizable lead here.
Yeah, it's kind of Jover.
It's kind of.
I don't know if you've seen my face, but it was so red. I have been trying to keep it down, like get it back to normal, because all that screaming.
The next pick is in, by the way. Quan Martin, safety Illinois, went to the Commanders. So we're getting close to the Bears here. We'll kind of lock it back in. 20 for Glenn. Listen, Glenn's a legend here. We're going to make something happen for Glenn. I can promise you that. Glenn, tell you what, DM me at HGramNFL on Twitter or Instagram. We're going to make something happen for you. We're going to make something happen for you at HGramNFL, Twitter and Instagram. He got us over 1,000. We're already going to do a boot race or a beer bong race. I'm going to do a boot as well. So we're going to make that happen. So DM me, Glenn. Someone's saying, what happened to Sealand? I don't know where Sealand is.
Sealand's not here right now. Can you please leave a message?
All right. Here we go.
Sebastian Vollmer.
Shout out to Matt. Adibari is still there. If he's there at 53, that might be the pick, Rolly.
Yeah.
That might be the pick. The Detroit Lions are on the clock. Type F Don Burr in the chat. F Don Burr in the chat.
Oh, I'm in shambles.
Why are you in shambles?
Lost up next.
Keon White looks pissed, by the way. Is he pissed because he didn't go around? Was he at the draft? I think he was one of the ones at the draft last night.
Oh, that surprises me.
F Don Burr's in the chat. Who do you guys want the Bears to draft? We'll spin the wheel for Matt here. We'll spin the wheel for Matt here.
Hold on.
What's going on?
I lost some graphics.
Who do you guys want the Bears to draft? Let us know. Osiris Torrance from Rob. Who's left? We'll go through some of the best players. Rolly's got to fix a couple graphics here behind the scenes. Adibare, John Michael Schmitz. You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. I mean, y'all's support has been crazy. Tito says, let me see here. Tito just sent in via Cash App. Shout out Tito. Tito, we'll get that graphic on screen for you. 1 second. Shout out Tito. Who can the Bears get? Is there anyone good still? There's plenty of good players still out there. Plenty of good players still out there. I'll take a shot for Tito, by the way. We're going to get his graphic on screen here for the Cash App. Cheers. Shout out to Glenn for being an absolute legend. Like I said, slide in the DMs. We're going to work something out for you, Glenn. We're going to work something out for you, Glenn. Matt Pilot, we'll spin the wheel for you. We're going to get that Cash App graphic on screen in a second. Rolly's fixing a couple of things, so stick with us here. So Quan Martin was the pick that came in, and now the Buccaneers have just made a selection as well. Cody Mauch, so another offensive lineman off the board, North Dakota State. He is off the board as well. Just got a couple super chats that we'll get to also. Couple super chats. So the next few picks here, do we have it coming up? Or is that part of the... Is this across the board or just in here? 1 second, guys. Rolly's working through some graphics here. Let me see here. So the Buccaneers are taking... that's a bummer. Buccaneers took North Dakota State, and then at 49, the Steelers just took Keanu Benton. There goes Keanu Benton. 4 picks before the Bears. That's kind of a bummer. That's kind of a bummer. Adibari's still there, Rolly. Adibari's still there.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to figure some things out behind the scene.
So the Packers back on the clock. Get the FGBs going.
Keanu Benton was the pick at 49, unfortunately.
Cody Mauch at 48. So Bears are getting close to being on the clock. Hit that like button. When we get to 900 likes, we'll spin the wheel. I think we owe a couple wheel spins for those supers. One for Matt Pilot. Nick Haney with the 5. Yeah, I mean, look, you said it, not me. Logan says, that flag's mine, LOL. This might be the last one. But like I said, supporting you. I like supporting you guys. You guys are the only ones that send money to keep up the good work. And let Rolly and I just say this as well. Donating is completely optional. We do not expect it. I think your support just for being here is incredible. Anyone that does donate, I will say this. It helps us grow as a company. It helps this channel grow. It helps us hire people like Rolly who hopped on board during football season. And it helps us do more stuff on the shows, like do these giveaways, do these different opportunities. So I appreciate the support, and you guys are incredible. Harrison Graham's beard, the suspense is killer. Yeah, Bears are coming up. 4 picks away. We got 50, 51, 52, and then the Bears are on the clock. So buckle up here. We'll take a look at some of the best players available in a moment. Brandon Romero, spending my birthday watching the draft with the drink in my hand. Nothing better. Bears get the defensive tackle out of Northwestern. You get a raffle ticket.
Happy birthday, Brandon.
Happy birthday. Get the HBDs in for Brandon. Adibari, if he's there at 53, Rolly, it's going to be tough to not take him, I would think.
We'll say there's a lot of people that the Bears could have been targeted coming off the board.
They're starting to come off, so you hope Adibari gets there. Do you trade up with Miami, a team that could trade down for an extra pick just to secure it? Maybe. You're not going to trade up with Green Bay here, I'm afraid, so keep that in mind. Logan, how much are we leading in Super Chats? Do we have an update from the crew?
I'll verbalize it right now because I want to make some other graphics for you guys. But we are leading by 500.
We're up 500, so there you go. By the way, Jaden Reed to the Packers at 50.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty early.
Over Hyatt and Downs.
Over Josh Downs and Jalen Hyatt. I like Reed, but top 50? Whew, okay. He had a big Senior Bowl week. Appreciate that, Logan. Top overall players available. You got Osiris Torrance, Darnell Washington. Man, that would tempt me. I know Adibari feels a bigger need, but Darnell would tempt me. You could double up on Darnell's potentially, Rolly. He might be the pick here at Miami. Our Dolphins Today host. He also said Torrance earlier, though, so yeah. They got some options.
The Dolphins do need to replace Mike Gesicki. Will it be Darnell Washington?
Who knows? Clark Phillips, Drew Sanders still sitting there. You got Cam Smith, DJ Turner, Trenton Simpson, who I'm not that high on, John Michael Schmitz, The center, maybe he's an option for Chicago at 53. Josh Downs, Jalen Hyatt, Keely Ringo. You got Dawan Jones sitting there. I don't know how low Tom has Adibare on his board.
I also like to point out he is very low on another corner out of Miami, Tyreek Stevenson, who is not even one of his top 4 corners left. I
like Stevenson.
I think the Bears could easily go Stevenson.
Yeah.
And I actually would expect them, the way the board has fallen, for them to potentially go with one of these corners at 53, maybe.
I might wait till 61 because I think there's enough good ones where, get Adibare, get John Michael Schmitz at center potentially. So you got options. What is the defensive line situation looking like, Rolly? Who are some of the top defensive linemen, both at D-tack and edge, available? At D-tack, honestly, I think it's Adibare or bust in terms of interior defensive lineman at 53. I think it's too early for Ika. I wouldn't go Dexter here. Byron Young, I wouldn't go him either. Edge, Tui Pelotu is sitting there. Tom is high on Yaya Diaby. I think it's Tuli, otherwise wait probably, honestly. So I think Adibare, Tui Pelotu, center or corner. That is kind of what I'm looking at here when it comes to this pick at 53 overall. The Miami Dolphins.
I haven't seen a pick yet.
Coming up here. So closing in. Jaden Reed was the pick to the Green Bay Packers.
Another super chat from Logan. Who would you pick if you were the GM?
If they're all available, I'm so tempted by Darnell Washington, even though it's not your top need. I really am. I'd probably go Adibare. I can't get the phrase. I can't get it out of my head of how often Eberflus talks about that 3-tech spot. Yeah. And if you think he can fill that void, he's a freak athletically. I think I would go him. But I would be tempted by Darnell Washington, but there could be medical problems there.
Yeah, there really is. Something that
I'm going to fill up a beer bong, by the way.
Yeah, I wanted to say that. I was like, with the Bears approaching, I feel like it might be best to do it after the second Bears cut.
Well, I got to either knock out this or the boot, I would say, because I got a lot to do here.
Yeah. Because the way I'm looking at it is like by the time we get the 51 done, we damn
53
near close to, or 53, damn near close to 61.
Yeah.
And then 64 is right there. So.
Yeah. Well, if you get it now, where's the shot fund at?
Not here. And I mean, we're up in 2 picks.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to do the shot fund race or the beer bong race and the boot after this Bears pick at 53, so don't go anywhere. So be out on the lookout. We'll take that.
Also, as new people are joining,
we'll handle that
subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel. We got 1,935 people watching live here on the show. Total subscribers here on the channel, we're at 65,298. We're 2 subs away from 65,300. I'll take a bonus shot once we cross that milestone here. So hit that sub button. We've been live throughout the entire draft up to this point. We'll see how long we stay live today. But we have you covered. Draft coverage all 3 days here. Sunday, by the way, I'll have an undrafted free agents tracker video. We do that every year, the day after the draft. All the UDFAs, the Bears have signed up to that point. So if you want content every single day, hit that sub button. We just crossed 65,300, so I'm going to go ahead and take a shot here. Cheers.
Cheers, mates. Cheers, mates.
Cheers to you. And let's make it happen.
This Dolphins pick has taken a really long time, and it is in. Will Scott does not get his guy.
Who is it?
It's Cam Smith.
It's a good pick, though. But, yeah, that's
We did get a $20 super chat from Nick Haney. Harrison, who do you think Chicago picks here? Maybe trade.
Oh, they could trade, yeah. They could. I'd probably make the pick. I think if you want a high potential 3-tech, you're running out of guys. Like after Adibare, there's a drop off, in my opinion. So if he's there after Seattle picks here, which I don't think they'll pick him because they signed Draymond Jones in free agency. They also just drafted Foskey, didn't they? Didn't Seattle get him?
Yes. No,
So
Saints got Isaiah Foskey.
oh, you're right. Saints did. I thought Seattle drafted an edge. Did they get? Oh, Derek Hall.
Yeah, they did.
So
Derek Hall.
I don't see them going D-line here. So if he's there at 53, I got to think that that's going to be a guy that the Bears are going to be interested in. I just think the value's good. This is a guy that in round he's been getting some round 1 buzz, Rolly, and he's there in the middle of round 2. Like if you can get him here, if you're Chicago, I think that's pretty damn good value.
All right. The Bears are up next. They're not on the clock, but they're up next. Who do you want the Bears to draft? Spam it in the comment section.
What's up, Chris? He says, what's up, Harry and Rolly? Let us know who we drafting. Who do you want the Bears to get? Who do you want the Bears to get?
The Bears are actually now on the clock.
Do we have a pick?
Yes, because the Seahawks went with Zach Charbonnet.
Interesting. Bears actually met with them, so that's weird. They have Kenneth Walker.
Weird. It feels weird.
They always draft running backs. But anyways, the Bears are on the clock. Who do you want the Bears to draft? Let's go. Give me Adetomiwa Adebawore. I've decided, Rolly. That's who I want.
Baby.
Give me Adebawore. Give me Adebawore.
Adebawore or bust. Or John Michael Schmitz. Why not?
Or Darnell Washington. I want one of those 3.
Darnell Washington would be electric,
I want one of those 3.
He would be electric, Harry. Or Tuli.
Tuli Tuipulotu. I would like Tuli Tuipulotu as well. I wouldn't hate a corner, but I think there's enough good corners left that one's going to be there at 61.
Yeah,
or 64.
You could get Tyreek Stevenson there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, maybe Kaylee Ringo. Take the shot on the athleticism.
Welp says Tuli. We got Addy all day. JMS from Bears with Coach T. Look, I'd be perfectly fine with John Michael Schmitz here for the pick. Zach Charbonnet goes to the Seattle Seahawks. So he's the 3rd back off the board now. Is that right,
yes.
Rolly?
First
after
running back taken
Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs yesterday. So they add Charbonnet. Hit that sub button if you want more Bears content. John says, please go Adebawore or Darnell Washington, John Michael Schmitz. Those are kind of the 3 guys. Double up on Darnell. I wouldn't hate it, Rolly. Oh, things are getting frisky here. I would not hate it whatsoever. Let's go. While we're waiting for the pick, do we want to shout out our sponsor real quick, or do we want to wait here?
We're going to do a read in like 8 minutes,
okay.
so I might as well just wait.
Stay tuned. We'll shout out our sponsor in a minute. Appreciate RexMD there.
Social push.
Here we go. Yeah, we can do that after the cut, the social push.
We'll do that pretty quickly.
Yeah. Paul says FGB. It's so weird that Seattle would take Charbonnet, because I also think his game is pretty similar to Walker's. I don't get that. Someone says Cyrus the Virus torn. He's a guard. He doesn't play center, so where are you going to play him?
No pick yet. I haven't seen
yet.
anything for the Bears.
Oh, I'm getting jittery, Rolly.
You're getting jittery. I thought you knew it. I thought you were told.
I'm getting jittery. Oh, I'm seeing it.
Oh boy, I haven't seen it yet. I'm nervous.
I like it. I don't love it.
Interesting.
I like it. I don't love it.
Interesting.
I like it. I don't love it. It's going to be Jervon Dexter. I like it. I don't love it. I would have gone Adebawore over him. That's just me.
Interesting.
That's just me.
They do pick up that 3-tech, though.
Interesting. Jervon. See, I think he's better as a 1-tech, but maybe the Bears view him as a 3-tech. He can play both. You like the versatility. Maybe they double down. Maybe they think Adebawore gets there at 61. I would have gone Adebawore. That's what I would have done. Jervon Dexter. Jervon Dexter is the pick. He's the pick. Jervon Dexter. We'll get the graphics going in a second. Then we'll break this one down. Ryan Pohl's disaster class. I don't think it's a disaster class. You filled 2 needs here, but I get it. I like Jervon Dexter. I don't love him. I do like him, though. He was pretty high on Downey's board, I think.
Yeah.
I think he was like a top 40 guy. Just looking at some stats real quick. We're waiting for the graphics to load here. Give us a second. 6'6". Just over 300. He could play some 3-tech. I just didn't love the production at Florida. That's my main issue. But, you know, let's see how PFF graded him out. Grade the pick for me in the chat.
How is this possible?
Grade the pick for me in the draft. It's probably because they haven't put senior in there. Is that it?
Put in who?
He's a senior. Like he has a son.
I think that's the problem.
Maybe. Jervon Dexter Sr. is the pick here. Message in there. He is the pick. He is the pick. I will say, plays with the nastiness that you like. Just not the most productive. I'll be curious to see if he's if they play him at 3-tech or 1-tech. Be very curious to see. Very curious to see where they play him at. Very curious. You look at his pro day stuff here. 4.88 in the 40. 9.2 broad, 31-inch vert. Decent athlete here. Let me see what Math Bomb had him as. His relative athletic score really is a 9.53 out of 10. So he's a good athlete. He is a good athlete. 6'5.5", 310 pounds. So he could play 3-tech. I thought he was a little heavier. He could play 3-tech. B+ from Joseph, B from Windy City. Fire polls, okay. Johnny says C. Tony, F. Tricky says B. No burst, but his athleticism is actually pretty good. So I don't know if I actually agree with that. Nathan says C. Drew says C-. We got JT saying C+. What's his RAS? 9.53 out of 10. 40-yard, 20-yard, 10-yard, he was in the elite category. Shuttle, he was good. 3-cone, he was elite. Vertical and broad jump, he was elite as well. So athletic-wise, he checks the boxes. He's a good athlete. He's actually a better athlete than I thought. Better athlete than I thought, to be honest.
Just want to read off his quotes.
So there he goes. Dane Brugler with analysis here. Dexter must develop a more disciplined approach to turn the flashes into more consistent play, but he is an agile, coordinated big man who has yet to play his best football. He is a traits-based projection who can play up and down the line, which will interest both even and odd fronts. So obviously 4-3 front here in Chicago. It's an upside pick, I think. I think his best football, the Bears are banking, is ahead of him. Matt Nagy says, Harrison desperately tried to justify this terrible pick. I wouldn't say it's terrible. He was going second, third round in most mocks. So, you know, I'm trying to remember where Downey had him on his big board, but we're having a graphical issue here. So stay with us here.
By the way, the Chiefs just made a trade up.
Stay with us here. Here it is. Did they really?
Yep.
Of course they did. So Downey is a little low on him. 72 overall. Like I said, I don't love the pick. I think it fills a need. I would have gone Adebawore. That's what I would have done. But that's just kind of where we're at. So we're going to break down this pick here on Chicago Bears Now. Jervon Dexter Sr. out of Florida. This is an upside pick. I think they could have gone in a different direction. To be fair, Adebawore is also an upside pick, but I think he's a little more advanced. But they clearly identified Dexter. So let's break it down here. Then we'll catch up on Super Chats and everything else going on with our stream here. Here we go on Bears Now. Our Chicago Bears draft coverage continues, and we are sponsored by RexMD. Struggling in the bedroom a little bit? Have no fear. RexMD is here. You can get up to 90% off branded and generic Cialis and Viagra. Number one leader in men's telehealth, RexMD.com/chat. We will tell you a little bit more about them later on in the show. All right, the Bears have made the pick at number 53 overall. It is Gervon Dexter Sr., the defensive tackle out of the University of Florida. And I'll be honest, my initial reaction is, it fills a need, but there were players on the board that I like better, to be honest. That's just me being real. I'll tell you who some of those players are here in just a moment, but let's break down the pick first. It's not a bad pick per se. It fills a need. Tom Downey had him as his number 72 overall player. You get him at 53. I kind of had him right on that end of round 2, early round 3 guy. You get him in the middle of round 2. So for me, it's a slight reach, but everyone's big board is different. So I think we should keep that in mind. He's got great size and athleticism, 6'5" and 5'8", 310 pounds. His relative athletic score, which just kind of coordinates his testing and piles it together, 9.53 out of 10 among defensive tackles since the 1980s. That's excellent athleticism, so keep that in mind. Scouting report, great size and immense upside athletically. I think upside's the key word. This is an upside pick. Production did not remotely match. I agree with that. Only 2 sacks last year, so this is clearly Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus projecting what he could be. Power and length to go along with the 4.88 40-yard dash. Again, you see the athleticism there. Usually late reacting to the ball off the line. He's got to get better instincts early on here in the NFL. Again, it's kind of it's not a bad pick, but I'm like, it leaves me wanting more. I'll be honest. I mean, there were guys on the board, again, who I will say in a second, that I would have rather gone than Gervon Dexter Sr., but they're banking on upside here. They're banking on upside. I think the run-stopping ability is already there. You're just hoping you get more pass-rushing ability. I think the biggest question for me is, do the Bears view him as a 3-tech, a 1-tech, or a hybrid? Does he play a little bit of both? I think he can play both, so that has value. Grade the pick for me. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to go with like a C. It's a passing grade because it fills a need. For me, he wouldn't have been my top player available at a premium position. I would have gone with a guy like Adetomo Adebawore. There were John Michael Schmitz, a couple of corners available that I liked as well. But I'll go C because it does fill a position of need, so I think that is important. But I can't go higher than C because I'm going to be honest throughout everything we do here on Chicago Bears Now. And number one, let me just say this. I hope Gervon Dexter proves me wrong. If he reaches his potential, this could be a great pick because athletic-wise, traits-wise, he could be an elite player in the NFL. He's got the tools to do that, but he has not reached his potential up to this point. I mean, you look at the production last year, 55 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. It's mediocre, right, from a production standpoint. Now, Florida had issues defensively, new coaching staff, so there are other things you could point to, but you're wanting more from a guy with this athletic profile. Here's what Dane Brugler had to say, the draft analyst from The Athletic. He said, Dexter must develop a more disciplined approach to turn the flashes into more consistent play, but he is an agile, coordinated big man who has yet to play his best football. That's the key. You're banking on upside. He is a traits-based projection who can play up and down the line, which will interest both even and odd fronts. Obviously running a 4-3 scheme. I got to think the Bears think he can be that 3-tech because what has Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles said for a while now? The 3-tech is the engine to this defense. Well, if you're taking Dexter here over a guy like Adetomo Adebawore, who is also a bit of a project, he's got a ways to go as a player, but you got to think Dexter can be that guy. Now, we'll see if it happens, but at the end of the day, it's all a projection at this point in time. Okay, the Bears just traded up. I think that chunk can still work if they can splice it together. I paused. Yeah. Communicate to that. The Bears are back on the clock. Bears have traded up. We may redo it here. We'll see. Bears trade
up to 56. Who should they draft, guys? Chaos.
Here we go. Maybe they get one of those guys we wanted, Rolly. If that happens, hey.
Oh, by the way,
I'm in.
I don't know if you saw Rashee Rice got picked.
Rashee Rice got picked while we were breaking that down by the Chiefs.
The trade details are in. The Bears sent 61 and 135 for 56.
And they jumped the Giants. Is this John Michael Schmitz?
Interesting.
Is this John Michael Schmitz?
It's 136, not 135.
Tell us who you want. They trade 136 and what's the other pick?
130. Oh, 61.
61. 61 and 136. Okay. So you trade late fourth to move up 5 spots. That's probably about proper value here. Here we go. Let's see what the pick is here. Bears back on the clock. Is it going to be JMS? Could they go Adebawore, double up on the defensive line? Tuli Tuipulotu, could they go cornerback? Let's see here.
I was asking Proddy what.
Let's see here. Depending on who the pick is, we may have to go fresh here because I think it could be irrelevant.
I think we got to do it again.
Tell them we're just going to do it again. I think it'll because I think I'll have better energy too, depending on who the pick is. Just say we're going to do it again. Name a player the Bears should draft. Someone says Tuli is gone. Did he go?
He did. The Chargers took him at 54.
Sorry about that. I was so locked in. Tuipulotu just went, so he's off the board. So I got to feel like this is either Adebawore or a center. John Michael Schmitz. Or maybe it's corner. Who are the top corners available? You got, it could be Keely Ringo. Darnell Washington.
Round 2.
Oh, it's Tyreek Stevenson.
Let's go. That's what we're talking about.
Tyreek Stevenson.
That's what we like to see.
Let's go.
That's a good pick.
Let's
That's a
go.
good pick.
Let's go.
That's a good pick.
I love it. I love it. Oh, wait. Yes. Okay, yes. Tyreek Stevenson. I love it. Marsh is yelling for John Michael Schmitz in there, by the way.
This is a great pick.
Tyreek Stevenson. Tyreek Stevenson. Let's go, baby.
That's a W.
Let's go, baby. I think that evens out a bit. I would still say Dexter was a bit early for me, but Stevenson, I think getting him this late is pretty good damn value. The athletic traits are off the charts, so we'll kind of combine these here. Rolly, I'll mention both players off the top, and then we can go one at a time, show the trade after we talk about Dexter, then we'll kind of just
talk about Dexter first.
Yeah, I think we'll mention both off the top, and then we'll talk Dexter first with a few graphics. Throw a sub in there or sponsor, whatever. Show the trade for Stevenson, and then we'll kind of wrap it up at the end and go from there because the Bears pick again here at 64. So here we go. Round 2 wrap up here for the Chicago Bears. They get Gervon Dexter and Tyreek Stevenson. I'm a fan of this pick quite a bit. So let's go. Let's break it down here on Chicago Bears Now. Chicago Bears draft coverage is sponsored by RexMD. If you're struggling a little bit in the bedroom, go to rexmd.com/chat and get up to 90% off both generic and branded Cialis and Viagra. RexMD.com/chat. Link is going to be in the comments and the description. The Bears have made 2 picks here really close together. First, it was Gervon Dexter Sr. with the number 53 overall pick. We'll talk about that pick first in a moment, but I also want to mention they traded back up for Tyreek Stevenson. We'll show those trade details here in a bit. We'll finish with him, and I'm more excited about the Stevenson pick, so don't go anywhere. But want to go in chronological order here. Let's start with Gervon Dexter Sr., who, I'll be honest, I think this is a little early for me. It's an okay pick because it fills a need, and it's a projection upside pick. And I think early in a rebuild, trying to get some upside talent makes some sense. 6'5.5", just about 310 pounds. The athletic traits are off the charts. but the production hasn't quite been there. You look at our scouting report here on Gervon Dexter Sr., and that's kind of the story. The upside is massive athletically, but the production hasn't been there. He ran a 4.8 in the 40-yard dash, but kind of slow off the line, didn't always react well off the snap, so he's got to get better instincts in the NFL. But Gervon Dexter Sr., if he can reach his potential or get close to it, can be a really good defensive lineman. I want to know this when it comes to Dexter. Is he a one-tech? Is he a three-tech? Is he a hybrid? I think having versatility is important, and he certainly has that. So I like that aspect of this when it comes to Gervon Dexter Sr. I wonder if he could have been there at 64. NFL's kind of been all over the place on him. Tom Downey, our draft analyst, not as high on him. Other guys had him as a top 40 guy. I saw him going early in round 2 in some mocks. So you get him at 53. For me, it's probably a little early. I think 61 or 64 would have been better, but if the Bears really like him, if he was high on their board, then you got to stick to your board. You do months and months and months and months of breakdowns as a staff, and clearly they were high on Gervon Dexter Sr. I just am a bit surprised they went with him over Adetomiwa Adebawore, but you're going to plug him in here. I would imagine he'll line up where Justin Jones is, and Jones becomes a backup or kicks over to the other spot, and Billings becomes a rotation backup type. Here's what I do know. You need defensive linemen and talented ones, and Dexter is talented. Can he reach his potential? That's up to Matt Eberflus and his staff to help him get there. Grade the pick of Gervon Dexter Sr. to the Chicago Bears. Type A, B, C, D, or F. Grade the pick of Dexter to Chicago here on the channel. Again, you look at the production, and that's where you're like, is this a Dexter problem? Was this a University of Florida problem? New coaching staff this past year, they had problems defensively. Talent on that roster wasn't great this past season, only 2 sacks. You would like him to be more productive. He's got the traits to do so. His relative athletic score for qualified defensive tackles over the last 3 decades, 9.53 out of 10. He's freaky athletic for his size, but the production hasn't been there. So that's where I think teams are kind of conflicted on where to take this guy. Bears obviously took him in the middle of the 2nd round. Dane Brugler of The Athletic had this breakdown that Dexter must develop a more disciplined approach to turn the flashes into more consistent play, but he is an agile, coordinated big man who has yet to play his best football. He is a traits-based projection who can play up and down the line, which will interest both even and odd fronts. So again, versatility, 1-tech, 3-tech. I'll be fascinated to see where he lines up on this defensive line. I'll be curious to see what Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus say about what they saw in him, which is why they made the pick. We'll talk about Tyrique Stevenson, a pick I like considerably more, to be honest. But here, let's talk about our sponsor, RexMD. Appreciate them for sponsoring our Day 2 draft coverage. Fellas, do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? Do you wish you could have a more fulfilling sex life? Well, you're not alone. There's a lot of us out there that feel that way. We'll tell you about RexMD, the online source for men wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the United States so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns that you may have. So, if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, head on over to RexMD.com/chat and start your consultation today. Take advantage of the best deal they've ever offered. Get up to 90% off and pay just $2 per dosage with our exclusive link. It's RexMD.com/chat. Limited time deal. Starter packs of generic Viagra or Cialis are now available for listeners to get started. That's RexMD.com/chat. Up to 90% off. Check the link for this deal in the description of this video. All right, Tyrique Stevenson, round 2, pick number 56. I mocked him to the Bears a ton in mock drafts at 53, 61. I was scared he wouldn't even get to 53, so the fact that the Bears got him here, I like it. Here's how the Bears got to this pick, because obviously they didn't own the 56th pick. They picked Dexter at 53, and then they had 61 and 64, but they made a trade to go up with Jacksonville and get Tyrique Stevenson. They traded 61 and a late fourth rounder. That's probably about right to move up 5 spots at this point in the NFL draft. And I'm completely fine and content and even happy that they did that. I don't mind giving up 136, which was an extra pick anyway, to do this, because Tyreek Stevenson, Downey's a little down on him. 55, though, even for his ranking, though, that's still good value. I had Stevenson about a top 40 player. He's freaky athletic. He's over 6 feet, 200 pounds. He started his college career at Georgia, struggled there a little bit, transferred to Miami, and was a stud. Good ball skills. He can press, play man-to-man. You can drop him into zone if you want to as well. He's going to get in your grill and kind of mix it up with receivers also. I'm a big fan of that. He's a really nice athlete. You look at the scouting report here, the swaggy one. That's kind of what I'm referring to. I like the swagger. Limited production, but he still had 2 interceptions last year, 7 breakups. Wasn't targeted a ton. I think he just gave up 2 or 3 touchdowns last year. Downey thinks he could be a safety, but there's no way. Like, he's playing. He's your second outside corner, in my opinion. You go Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson with Kyler Gordon in the slot. That is what you're looking at here. That is what you're looking at if you're the Chicago Bears. I think he's a plug-and-play starter. He's better than Kindle Vildor. Obviously, he'll have to earn that starting spot, but I think he's a fantastic fit here. We'll talk a little bit more about Tyreek Stevenson here in just a moment, but hit that subscribe button here on Chicago Bears Now. We're going to have coverage throughout the draft, throughout the offseason, into the season. Don't miss any of it. Sub for Bears Dubs. We got you covered here on the channel. Let's continue to grow this show. Dane Brugler had this to say about Stevenson, says he needs to become more disciplined in coverage and against the run, but he's long, he's rangy, with speed and short area athleticism to stay in phase. He's a press man corner on the perimeter with NFL starting ability. That's what I see. I think he can start as a rookie, as a physical, athletic outside corner. You want to keep Kyler Gordon in the slot, I assume. This allows you to do that. 7 breakups, like I mentioned. Probably does need to improve a little bit as a tackler, but he can do that. Obviously, the hits principles are going to be applied by the Bears coaching staff to keep him, engaged and willing to be a willing tackler. So I'm excited. I'm higher on Stevenson than a lot. I love his athletic profile. I like the length. I like the size. I like the athleticism. And, yeah, he can improve in some areas, but you've got enough talent there with this kid that if you can just fine-tune a couple of things, I think he could be better than Kyler Gordon. I'll say that right now. We're hoping to see a jump from Gordon in year 2, who also has a really good athletic profile. But if he takes a step and Stevenson comes in and plays well as a rookie, this secondary could be nice, man. Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, who would plug in as your second outside corner, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, Eddie Jackson. I'm a big fan. I love this pick. I wasn't super excited about the Dexter pick. I'd probably give that one about a C. I'm giving this one an A or an A- because I think he's that good. I thought he was going to go top 40, top 45. You get him here at 56. Love the value by Ryan Poles. So now, when you look at the Bears draft profile, they have drafted Darnell Wright to fill offensive tackle. They've filled corner, and they filled defensive tackle. I still think you got to go D-line. You got to add more there. Center, John Michael Schmitz just went to the New York Giants. Joe Tippmann went earlier, so the top 2 guys are gone. Luke Whippler is a guy that could be in range at 64. We'll see what happens there. We'll have another video breaking down that pick coming up here in just a little bit. But I think overall I'm feeling good about this draft. I really like 2 picks. I'm lukewarm on the Dexter pick. So I think overall I'm sitting at about a B, but Darnell Wright, B+ is what I gave it last night. A-, pretty close there. Tyreek Stevenson, A-. Dexter's probably a C. I think you add that all up. I think it's been a solid B draft right now for Ryan Poles. And look, if you want to say he's reached a bit, well, he's filled some needs. There's no doubt about that. And I think a consistent theme, and we've seen this through 2 drafts now, he likes guys with high athletic profiles. He does. It's clear. You look at the relative athletic scores of all these guys, they're all high. So that is just the reality of the situation. So more Bears draft coverage to come. Hit that sub button. We're going to have you covered. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's video. Jervon Dexter, Tyreek Stevenson, the 2 picks here. Who do you want the Bears to draft next? That is the question I have for you guys. Let us know in the comment section down below who you would like to see Chicago take next. All right, guys. Luke Schoonmaker over Darnell Washington. There's got to be a medical problem with Washington. How do you guys feel about the Tyreek Stevenson pick? Someone says we have no pass rush. Look, you're not going to fix everything in one offseason. This team has too many holes. Just the reality. You've gotten some pieces around Fields this offseason. I like getting Stevenson. Another reason Stevenson's a good pick, Jalen Johnson's on the last year of his rookie contract. He does not have an extension yet, so that gives you security if you don't work something out with Johnson. So I love the Stevenson pick, man. He's one of my favorite players in this draft. The Bengals are going DJ Turner with the number 60 pick. So Bears are back. Or no, they're not. They traded 61. They got to fix that on their end. Bears are at 64. Jags are going to be on the clock at 61. Do they know the cut's done? All right. We got a lot going on here. We'll catch up on some super chats. And then,
why don't you guys grade this pick, though, in the comment section?
A, B, C, D, or F?
Which one?
Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. A, B, C, D, or F. Catching up on a couple of things here. Give me just a second.
The Dallas Cowboys took Mozzie Smith and Luke Schoonmaker, 2 Michigan Wolverines. I'm seeing a lot of A's, Scott, Robert, oh man, it's hard to keep track. Justin, K. Waters, Eric, McDave, Randy. Dude, Darnell Washington is not going to be picked.
By the way, Glenn Miller, who you guys were backing up earlier, first of all, he's not frustrated with us at all. He just messaged me.
Oh, good.
He said that YouTube would not let him send more. I do think YouTube has a cap of 500 a day. I just messaged him to see. He said he tried to send 200 more. If he's on Cash App, Venmo. Either way, we're going to work something out with him. So you guys, let me just say this. We're not trying to screw anybody. We're just showing y'all what the menu is. Like, if you guys want to donate, like, y'all are legends for doing it. Zach Harrison, I like Zach Harrison. Yeah, $500 super. That is what he sent. Pretty nutty. So Glenn, if you're in the chat, I just messaged you back. So there you go. There we go. What did the Chiefs? Do we have that Chiefs trade? Can we flash that?
Yeah.
The Chiefs traded up for Rashee Rice. Then we'll catch up on some super chats. So the Chiefs traded up 63, 122, and 249 for 55 and 194. That's pretty interesting.
They drafted Rashee Rice.
They got Rashee Rice. Okay. All right. Pretty interesting. Should we catch up on some supers?
The Bears are going to be picking at 2 picks.
I know. Let's start running through a few of them, right?
I guess.
We're going to be talking ball. Who do you guys want the Bears to draft? Let us know. We're talking ball. We'll catch up on a couple super chats. 2,500 people watching live. Hit that sub button. You guys are bringing the heat. Appreciate all the support. And Rolly and I we're amazed at what you guys have done the last couple of days. So absolutely appreciate that. Brandon Romero, this is another raffle ticket. He says, Pole's got the best shoe game as a GM. Draft Jalen Hyatt later. I mean, I'd be appealed by Hyatt. Like, you get to a point where it's just like, yeah, you got other needs, but like Hyatt, Darnell Washington, at what point do you pull the trigger on one of these guys?
The fact that both Josh Downs and Jalen Hyatt are going to make it to the 3rd round in all likelihood, a little bit of wild.
Aaron Wilson just reported that Washington's been pushed down boards for a knee issue.
That's what our draft expert Tom
I'd
Downey
still
said
be
earlier
I'd still
today.
be tempted, but if it's significant enough and it's a position that's not a top need, you may have to pass.
Yep.
Which sucks, but
John Smith.
Thule has a better year than all other defensive ends. He also plays 3-tech and 7-tech, 13.5 sacks last year. Yeah, I will. Let me add this detail, though, John. He did shed 25 pounds before the combine. He played at 290 last year, so teams may not view him with that 3-tech versatility anymore. That being said, I would have been intrigued by him. Who took him? Where did he go again? Chargers?
Chargers.
Thule? Yeah. John Michael Schmitz went to the Giants right after the Bears took Stevenson. I'm fine with going Stevenson over JMS. I know you want a long-term center, but you've got Whitehair and Patrick that can hold it down this year if you need. Luke Whippler's still there. He could be an option. And I think that with John Michael Schmitz, even though I liked him better than Tippmann, the Bears may not have viewed him as a great scheme fit. He's not a very good athlete. Tippmann was a good athlete. That's why he went top 45, but, that's kind of the situation there. Brandon Romero, who should we get at 64? Who are some of the top guys available, Rolly?
Well, I guess we could show you. Also, we're going to have to verbalize because our software lost some of the super chats again.
Oh, man. We'll verbalize some super chats.
Big board left, though. You just talk about in general.
Just in general, Darnell Washington, we just explained that situation. Clark Phillips, you're not going to go corner again.
Wow.
Sanders, Simpson.
Harrison.
What just happened?
The Texans just traded up into the second round.
Juice Scruggs?
And drafted Juice Scruggs, a center who was getting buzzed from the 4th or 5th round.
The Bears met with him and
the
liked
second.
him, but round 2? Okay. Wow. That's interesting. I would not have taken him nearly that high. I'd much rather have Luke Whippler. Josh Downs still there. Jalen Hyatt, Keely Ringo, Dawan Jones. Out of those players, I don't think, unless you're going to go receiver, you're not going to take another corner in Ringo, and you're not going to take Dawan Jones. I wonder if the Bears look to trade down here, Rolly. You just traded up and lost a 4th. Do you trade down and try and recoup a 4th? I could see that potentially being an option.
Well, what do you think position do you think? Why not take the shot on Darnell Washington? This is where I'm going to stand. I say 64.
I would take Washington.
Apparently the injury,
I will
take
say
the
this.
shot.
I haven't seen the medical. I don't have all the information. If they feel like in 5 years he's going to be out of the league, then, yeah, you probably have to pass. But
also, why not get spicy? Let's go Devon Achane.
Devon Achane, be interesting. Is Adibari still there?
Is he? He is.
I might double down. I'm not going to lie. You need
Double
defensive
dip,
line.
baby.
I might double down.
A trade. It's a 63. The pick before.
The Broncos have entered the chat.
The Broncos have entered the chat.
I want them to take Hendon Hooker so bad.
Oh, my God. I forgot Hooker's still available.
I want them to take Hendon Hooker. Someone says we don't need a tight end. You don't need one, but could you imagine pairing Darnell Washington with Cole Kmet? 2 good blocking tight ends. Washington has massive potential. Man. I think, dude, I might go Adibari. I might double down. Because then if you think of it this way, if you would have gone Adibari at 53 and Dexter at 64, you probably would have been like, okay. You kind of just flip it on you.
Wonder who this is going to be for the
trade details. Eagles sent 62 to Houston. Oh, that was the other trade for 65, 188, and 230. Who do you think the Broncos are taking here? What if they cuck the Bear? What if they go Adibari? They lost Draymond Jones.
This you see at the bottom of your screen. Trade alert. Trade alert.
We got a first super chat from Ricky.
Oh, I got bad news for you, kid.
Are none of these coming in right now?
Oh no, that one's coming in. His message.
Oh yeah, John Michael Schmitz is he's gone. He went to the Giants at 57.
All right, so let's catch up. Be mad. This was his first ever super chat.
Shout out B Mad. Cheers.
Washington hurt, or am I missing something?
Knee issue.
He is hurt. Knee issue.
I think it's a more long-term concern. I think he could play in a game today, but teams might be concerned about his long-term viability. Sal Eats feels like the Bears are trying to outscore teams. And look, they should be focusing more on offense. And by the way, 2 of the 3 picks are defense. But yeah, they should. This year, more than anything else, is about Justin Fields. What is Justin Fields going to do this year? Put him in a position to succeed offensively. If you go 7-10 but have a top 12 offense this year, are we really going to be upset? because then you're feeling good about where you're heading with your quarterback, and then you keep building the roster. This is not a one-year rebuild, folks. It's not. Marty K, take Adebawore, Zach Harrison, or Carter at 64. Who's Carter?
I don't know which Carter you're referring to.
I don't know which Carter. It's not Jalen Carter. He's been gone.
A lot of Carters.
He's been gone for about 22 hours. Ricky says JMS looks tasty at 64. So which supers did we lose?
We lost actually a decent amount.
Was it like
between Josh Oliva?
I'm going to scroll up here and read these. Was it Scrum? Okay, I'm seeing this chunk here. So after
between John Smith, no, Chicago Bears 360 to Joe Oliva. Those are we lost all those.
I don't even see Joe Oliva. What time? Give me a timestamp on it.
Oliver 8:02, right before Brandon.
Did we hit these? Who would you pick? Maybe Trey. Liam said, was it Skronsky's draft party? Bears missed out big. I don't think they missed out.
Okay, so actually I was one early.
Brandon Romero says, yeah, we got the shoe game. John says Thule, we hit that one. Dexter was one of my only two options as an interior. So Bears, Coach T likes him, and Coach T does some O-line and D-line film study work, so go check him out. He called it on Twitter. Teddy says, when do we actually start judging polls? How good was last year's draft polls? Always says best player available, then he doesn't do both days. I actually think they did take their highest player yesterday. Carter wasn't on their board. So on their board, he was, I think Darnell Wright was their best player available. Emiliano, Tyreek Stevenson, Adebawore, L pick by polls. Well, they got Stevenson, so that's good. Adebawore is still there, so we'll see. Are they back on the clock here?
No.
Marvin Mims.
Wow.
To Denver.
Dude, what's going on with Downs and
Marvin Mims. No Josh Downs. Bears are back on the clock. Bears are back on the clock.
First pick around 3.
Who do you want the Bears to take? Who do you want them to take? Joe says, would you rather take Scruggs or Whippler? Scruggs is gone. I'd rather have Whippler anyway. Brandon says, who should we get at 64? And I think we're caught up. I think we read them all. A few more just came in. We'll hit those as well. But
Ricky Rostetti with a first-time Super Chat.
Yeah, cheers. First-time Super Chatters. We bottoms up here. And remember, after this pick, we owe you a beer bong race, a boo. We'll get it done. Stick with us here. We honor the Super Chats. I promise you that. Sorry about JMS. He's already gone, but appreciate the Super Chat. Let's see if any tenors came in there. Doesn't look like it did. I think we owe a couple wheel spins too, so we'll get to
Jones
those.
with a $2 Super Chat, sending good vibes for 64.
Good vibes only. Good vibes only.
And then Marty K, we're all caught up. Andre Carter, my guys. That'd be an interesting one.
Too early.
Excuse me.
He's day 3. I don't want Andre Carter. He didn't have a good year this year. He was great last year. Didn't have a good year this year. I don't like guys that get notably worse in college from year to year.
Yeah.
That's a concern for me. Like, he's shown he can be a good player, but for him to have a notably worse pick.
Who should the Bears draft at 64?
Who should they take?
Taking off the 3rd round. Who should they take?
Who should they take?
I think Whippler is a very viable option here.
I think Whippler. I think Adebawore. Whippler to me is kind of I like Ricky Stromberg too. There's 2 centers left that I consider potential starters. Maybe not right away, but in the next year, I would say it's Whippler and Ricky Stromberg. So we'll see. It's 64, but yes. I might double down defensive line. You need D-line help, man. I know Adebawore is not a pure edge, but he played some of that in college. I'd be really tempted to go Adebawore. Who are the best pure edges here, Rolly? Can we take a look at those here in just a second? Take a look at those. Take a look at the edge. Someone's saying AA or A-chain.
I could be in for A-chain.
Be kind of electric.
Edges are kind of slim,
I think it's too early for Diaby. Diaby's a freak athlete. I wonder if that would tempt polls, but you've kind of gone thin at edge. You kind of have gone thin at edge here. The pick is in, so they're not going to trade. So this is going to wrap up the Bears tonight, I would imagine. especially since they traded one of their fourths. I doubt they're going to trade back up into day 2 here. Doubt they're going to trade back up here. So let's see who the pick is. Let's see who the pick is. Here we go.
Hooker slides to the 3rd round.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker's still there. Obviously, the Bears aren't going to draft him, but could you imagine the implosion among Bears fans if Hooker was the pick? It would be unreal. Come on, Bears. Come on, Poles. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go.
Pick is in. Still waiting. No leaks yet.
I know. I think there's that delay between rounds. The draft kind of resets. Get a couple extra minutes here. All right, let's see.
Potentially last pick of the day.
Do we have a super chat battle update with the other channels?
No.
Rolly says no.
we just don't. There has just been so much chaos.
I'll say this. After this pick, Rolly's going to get in the lab and catch up on the raffle tickets.
I have to do all of them.
Which is going to be a train wreck. Have you not done a single one?
No.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy. That's going to be...
We also we owe a beer boot.
I know.
We owe a beer bong race.
I think what we do is you talk to them for a minute. I'll get all that stuff. We'll do it. Then I'll chop it up with the fellas while you tally it up. Then we'll go from there. That's just how it's going to have to be. Come on, Bears. Who do you guys want to draft? Drop a name. Seeing a lot of Adetomo Adebawore in the chat. That's who I would like to see. That's who I would like to see. Come on. Come on.
Still have not seen a leak.
Haven't seen a pick tipped yet.
The fans want Adebawore or A-Chain.
A-Chain would be interesting.
I've seen a lot of A-Chains.
Wouldn't hate it. Would not hate it. This.
Are we going to find out live?
Did Devin Hester announce a pick yet? Did I miss that earlier?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Dude, we're going to find out live. This is electric. You haven't seen a leak yet, have you?
No, I've not seen
Don't look at your stuff.
I'm not going to look. I'm not looking at the...
We're going to find out live. This is the first time. This is electric.
It's Cole.
Oh, I know Cole Bennett. He makes music.
Well, yeah, the graphic told me that. Thank you very much.
Well, I just knew his name.
Here we go.
This is electric.
I'm not looking at the leak. Zach Pickens.
They double down.
They double down on defensive line. So they don't like Adebawore, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not.
They've gone upside with both their defensive tackle picks.
Hey,
these are guys that are
shoot for the moon and land
good
on the star. No,
good athletes.
Shoot for the stars, land on the moon.
I don't mind this one. I don't mind this one either. They're going upside. Dexter and Pickens are upside picks. What did he just say?
Yeah.
The guy on the TV just said these are upside plays. Zach Pickens is the pick here. Former 5-star recruit. Downey's pretty low on Pickens. He does not like him. I'm not that low on him. Kind of like Dexter Roley. I think for me it's a little early. I figured he would go today, though, because he has athletic upside. I would have rather had him in like a trade down scenario in the 3rd round, but I still like it. It's going to be interesting to see how Flus mixes and matches. Here's what I do like. You need bodies on your defensive line, period. And you've just added a couple with Jervon Dexter and Zach Pickens. Pickens, who the Bears met with, I believe, at the Combine, may have had a top 30 with him as well. 6'4", almost 291. He fits more of the 3-tech athletic profile, I think, than Dexter. So maybe that's how they view these two players. Dexter might play more 1-tech, but it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating to see how Poles puts these pieces together on this roster and how Flus coaches them up and everything like that. So Zach Pickens, the selection here. at 64 overall. I like this one a tick better than Dexter, I think, because it's a little bit later, 11 picks later, and I think he's got more 3-tech pass rushing ability upside there, and you got to get the quarterback. I mean, you just couldn't do it last year. 20 sacks as a team, so that's where things are at. So we're going to break down this pick. We'll recap what the Bears did with their picks earlier, and we'll take a look at what else is happening in the draft. So that's all coming up here on Chicago Bears Now. Stick with us as we break down the pick of Zach Pickens. Another Chicago Bears draft pick is in, and it is sponsored by Rex MD. Don't feel like you're letting your significant other down in the bedroom. Pick up some steam with Rex MD. It's rexmd.com/chat. You can find generic Cialis and Viagra for up to 90% off, just $2 per dose. We'll tell you more about the number one leader in men's telehealth just in a moment. The Bears have made another pick here at number 64 overall. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. It is Zach Pickens, the defensive lineman out of South Carolina. Interesting day, too, I'll say this, for Ryan Poles and Chicago. We broke down the Gervon Dexter pick. I thought it was a tick early. I'd probably say the same here about Zach Pickens, but I think the one word I would say when it comes to this day 2 for Ryan Poles in Chicago is upside. Zach Pickens has massive potential. He was a former 5-star recruit, just under 6'4", 291 pounds. I think he fits the mold more of a 3-tech defensive lineman, so we'll see how Matt Eberflus and this defensive staff mix and match with him and Gervon Dexter. Tom Downey, a little lower on Pickens than I am. He had him as his number 108 overall player, so a 4th-round grade. I had Pickens as like a mid-late third type of guy. I do think it's early at 64, but again, it's an upside pick. If he ends up reaching his potential, then you probably got to steal. But to do too many gambles here is interesting. I'll just put it that way when it comes to Zach Pickens. You look at the scouting report, again, had a huge profile coming out of high school, top 10 recruit, didn't live up to those expectations at South Carolina. He flashes, though, just like Dexter. Power, length, athletic upside. Technique needs to improve. And motor needs to step up. Hopefully the hits principles help in that latter regard. Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus want guys who bring the heat on every single play. No plays off. That's the mentality here in Chicago. So, again, I kind of sit here and I'm like, I understand these picks. I don't love them. I'm not going to sit up here and, ride ponies into the sunset and tell you every pick is an A. I gave Gervon Dexter a C. I'd probably give this one a C+. I like it a tick more. It's 11 picks later. I think Pickens and Dexter, to me, were in a similar range. But here's the nice thing. A, you've got to get bodies on your defensive line, and I like that you're doing it with guys with athletic upside. Pickens, like Dexter, high relative athletic score, 9.23 out of 10, so that's very high. And B, you just got to get athleticism on both sides of the ball, period. Your defensive line stinks. You need guys who can get after the quarterback, and while Pickens and Dexter haven't reached their full potential production-wise, they're capable players athletically, and the Bears clearly think that they can coach these guys up and get the best out of them. So grade the pick. A, B, C, D, or F. Zach Pickens to the Chicago Bears at number 64 overall. I'll go C+. It's another risk-reward type of pick, but you know what this is kind of telling me too? Ryan Poles is viewing this as a multi-year rebuild, that, hey, we're going to take guys with upside and try and coach them up. I think that much has been clear with the Pickens and Dexter pick. 2 players that do help fill positions of need along the defensive line. Subscribe to the channel now for the latest Chicago Bears draft coverage, news, rumors, trades. Poles has traded twice in this NFL draft. We're going to break it all down for you here on this channel. It's youtube.com/Bears Now. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to keep you guys in the loop for the latest draft coverage. Like Gervon Dexter, athletic traits, check. Production, not so much. 2.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. You'd like to see more. But similar to Dexter at Florida, Pickens at South Carolina, not a lot of talent around him. Now, the Bears defense kind of has a mixture of talent. I think their talent is more on the back 7. But can he get good NFL coaching and untap that potential? I think it's certainly possible. We've seen plenty of examples of guys who had athletic traits, who had upside, didn't get it for whatever reason in college, and then they get NFL coaching and they take that step. Hopefully at least one of Pickens or Dexter, ideally both, can connect and end up reaching their potential. Fellas, today's show is sponsored by RexMD. Do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? We've all been there at times. Do you wish you could fulfill yourself with a better sex life? That's why we're excited to tell you about RexMD, the online source for men's wellness. They offer an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the United States, so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns that you may have. So if you're ready to take control of your life and say goodbye to ED, head on over to rexmd.com/chat. Start your consultation today. Take advantage of their best deal that they've ever offered and save up to 90% off. Only paid $2 per dosage with our exclusive link. It's rexmd.com/chat to get this limited time offer up to 90% off. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. It's rexmd.com/chat. Kick your sex life back into gear. Dane Brugler on Zach Pickens here. He says he must continue to hone in his hand techniques as a rusher and anchor in the run game, but he plays on his feet with the agility, balance, and length to instinctively react to blockers. He projects as a rotational tackle as a rookie with starting upside. We'll get this depth chart updated by day 3 of the draft, but you start to think what you have now. You add Zach Pickens, you add Jervon Dexter, you've at least got good rotation bodies. Now, you need a couple of these guys to be high-level starters. DeMarcus Walker is a vet. You need him to produce. Rasheem Green, Justin Jones continue to be a rotation guy that you can rely on. Hopefully Dexter or Pickens can replace him as a starter as a rookie. Andrew Billings, I like that pickup in free agency. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. You're going upside here. And look, if you're going to go with a questionable pick, I would rather do it with guys who have high athletic traits. And Pickens and Dexter have that. Would I have done that with 2 players? Maybe, maybe not. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, why not Adetomo Adebawore? It's kind of the same deal. You're kind of going projection with athleticism there. I'm not sure why the Bears opted for Pickens and Dexter. Maybe there's a medical concern with Adebawore. I'm not sure. But it's not like he's a polished product either. Like, there's a lot of banking on upside there. So it's not like that would have been a clear, better option for Chicago. You look at the Bears draft haul so far. I'll kind of go pick by pick, and we'll have a grades video later tonight. Darnell Wright, love the pick. I think it's a great selection. Helps protect Justin Fields. Jervon Dexter Sr., lukewarm. It's a boom-bust type of selection there in round 2. I thought it was too early. Not my favorite pick. Probably my least favorite out of the 4, if I'm being honest. Tyreek Stevenson, maybe your best value pick yet. I thought he was worthy of a top 40 selection. You get him at 56, trade up and go get him with conviction. I like that because I think he was the best corner on the board at the time. Maybe Keely Ringo, but I think Stevenson shot past him in the draft process. And then Zach Pickens, who I like a little better than Dexter. I think he's got better potential, and I think he could fit better as a 3-tech, a more position of value on this defense. So I like that one a little bit better than Dexter. I think overall it's been a good draft. It's not been a grand slam draft, at least right away. The potential for it to be is there because you've drafted 4 very athletic players. The word upside keeps coming back to me. Like, all these guys have huge upside and potential with athleticism, but you do also want to mix in more picks of guys who are, quote unquote, more certain. Now, no one's certain at this point in the draft. We know that. But you want to continue to build this around Justin Fields, which you did with Darnell Wright, obviously the DJ Moore trade. You want to get guys in the trenches, which you've done, which I will commend Poles for that. He's getting guys in the trenches on both sides of the ball. You get Wright yesterday. You get Dexter and Pickens today, so I like that. Can you find some edge help now? I mean, you're still kind of lacking there. Maybe they view Pickens as a guy who can kick out the edge. He's got that athleticism, so we'll have to wait and see on that front. What's been your favorite pick so far? If you had to pick out of the 4, for me, it's either Darnell, Wright, or Stevenson. I'll lean Wright because it helps protect Justin Fields, but I think Tyreek Stevenson is also a guy in terms of value. I just love the pick. You needed a second outside corner, and he's just athletically, the upside is just so good there, and he's been productive too. Like, he's less of a wild card in my opinion than a guy like Dexter or Pickens. So let me know what your favorite pick has been at this point in time. All right, that's where we're at in the NFL draft. The Bears don't have any picks left today, so we will see what they do throughout the rest of the draft. Will they trade back up into day 2? I doubt it. I tend to think they're probably done today. But if they do, we'll have you covered with the video. If not, we'll have a draft grades video tonight, kind of wrapping up what the Bears have done up to this point. So be on the lookout for that. Chicago Bears Now, your coverage for NFL Draft on YouTube. All right, Ruben with the $2 super chat.
Well, I've got some news for Bears fans. The Lions just traded up to pick 68.
Hendon
And
Hooker.
selected Hendon Hooker.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. That's probably a decent move for them because he's probably not ready to play this year. Injury plus just in terms of development. All right, Jared Goff. Clock's ticking. Clock's ticking.
What a hectic last
Yeah, I know. You've been peppered here. Why don't you chop it up with the fellas? Catch them up on kind of the last several picks. You could even go round 2 up to this point if you want. We owe you guys a beer bong race. I owe you guys a Justin Fields boot. I'm going to get all that stuff, come back. We'll do that. Then I'll chop it up with you guys. Rolly will start tallying the raffle tickets, and then we'll go from there. Lots of stuff to do. We're hanging out for a little while, so stick with us here on Chicago Bears Now. Take it away, Rolly.
Yeah, so let's go back a little bit in the second round here. This is things that got interesting. Brian Branch, Keanu White, Quan Martin, Cody Mock. Then as we progress here, Keanu Benton got picked right before the Bears. Not right before, about 10 picks before. Charbonnet, Cam Smith. And then this is right where the Bears start to go. Javon Dexter at 53, the D lineman out of Florida, and then you just see 2 picks later, they take the corner out of Miami, Tyreek Stevenson, a great pick. Rashee Rice and Tuli Tuipulotu go in between the 2 Bears selections. And then leading up to the Bears pick, a Bears target, John Michael Schmitz, he goes while the Texans just picked Tank Dell on a trade-up. Interesting. All right, back to this. The Cowboys go Luke Schoonmaker. They get a tight end for the Cowboys. And the Bills go Osiris Torrance, one of the best guards in this class, out of Florida as well. And then DJ Turner, a speedy corner that could play in the slot, goes to Cincinnati, maybe an Eli Apple replacement. And then as we got to the Bears pick with Zach Pickens, Brenton Strange, the tight end out of Penn State, goes. Juice Scruggs, the center out of Penn State, goes back in the Lions. Marvin Mims, the wide receiver. What's up, Marsh?
I just want to give a huge shout out to Ryan Poles for when he traded up Rolly. I was pissing down my leg that he was actually going to make a good pick and select John Michael Schmitz, but he traded up for a 4th round defensive tackle. Thank you for not taking John Michael Schmitz.
No, he didn't. He traded up for Tyreek Stevenson.
The other time too.
That's the only time he traded up. But he did pass to take Javon Dexter.
Tyreek Stevenson, good pick.
It's a good pick.
Javon Dexter.
Yeah, Harrison didn't like that one too much.
I like Stevenson. Very physical corner.
Love that corner. All right, Spam F Marsh in the chat. He's hating on the Bears. Spam F Marsh. If you know, you know. Spam F Marsh. We don't like to see the Bears slander in here. Spam F Marsh. I want to see it flood in the chat. All right, so the Texans went Scruggs. Marvin Mims, the Broncos select him with their first pick in this entire draft. I love seeing the F Marsh. I'll give some shout-outs in a second. Pickens goes for the Bears. You just saw Harrison give a full breakdown on that. Then the Eagles had back-to-back picks at 65, 66. Tyler Steen, Sidney Brown. And then Drew Sanders, one of the best linebackers in this class, goes at 67. And then you see it in the bottom of your screen. You see it on this graphic. Hendon Hooker goes at 68 to the Detroit Lions. Could be the potential replacement for Jared Goff in the next couple of years for our division rival. And then just recently, Nathaniel Tank Dell, the wide receiver out of Houston, stays in Houston, goes to be a running mate for C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Wow. I could catch up on some Super Chats. If you were asking for Harry questions, I'll answer some of them. Ruben Garcia, again. Harrison, I can see you on TV as an analyst in the next 5 years. Thank you. Great job. I'll tell him you said this. He'll appreciate that for sure. Teddy Spittler. Poles is selling so hard. Being athletic doesn't translate to being good. We had no production last year on our line, and we drafted line with no production. Well, you take 2 D tackles. You're going to hope that one of them pans out. Will it all the time? No. But the hope here is Poles. He took 2 D tackles. Hopefully one of them pans out, and you got a good 3 tech for the future with Chicago. Indeed. Who do you think is going to be the 3 tech on this Bears defense? Are we thinking Dexter? I like the picks we made, but I think we should have taken Adebawore, the D tackle out of Northwestern. Listen, they passed on him twice, so Poles in Chicago must not like him. It's the only reasonable expectation. I think they're just going to run a rotation of the 2 rookies, right? You got Billings there in the depth chart. You got some others. But you run Pickens, you run Dexter, and along with Billings, I think they can be your 3 techs inside. Wyatt is back. $5 super chat. Let's see if they are a good fit, because rookies are always in great positions. Yeah, only time will tell. Sal Eats, sign Yannick to let these young guys eat one-on-ones. Yeah, Yannick Ngakoue is a post-draft target for sure, and I'm sure we'll come out with a video after the draft of free agents the Bears can target. I'm sure Yannick Ngakoue will be on that list. Wyatt asked, will Levis go yet? He was the 33rd pick in the draft. The Tennessee Titans traded up with the Indianapolis Colts to go get, the Cardinals to go get Will Levis. And the last one until we get caught up, Mac McManus, $5. Trey Jenkins might be at his highest value and does not want to switch positions again. Why would you trade Tevin Jenkins? I assume that's who you're talking about here. He slotted in to start in that right or left guard spot. It's not like the Bears have drafted their replacement. Darnell Wright they're going to be the right tackle. So there's really no need to get rid of Tevin Jenkins. I don't really understand why they would do that. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Another pick is in. The New Orleans Saints. Oh, we got Brandon Romero hopping back in. Brandon's been an absolute legend today. Let's see what he had to say. $2 super chat. Look at Fluce's history. Trust the process with Brooks. Good point, Brandon. Good point. Just let the coaching staff do their job. Listen, we can all be Twitter GMs over here, criticizing and all the picks, as Kendra Miller is their most recent pick. But hey, we'll just let it go and let the coaching staff do what they are paid to do and see how these rooks good. Let's see here. Byron Young went 70th to the Raiders. Skipped over that pick. We'll flash it on screen. But TCU running back Kendre Miller is the most recent pick to the New Orleans Saints. Oh, man. Chaos on day 2 of the NFL Draft. A lot of trades. Bears, they could be done. Do we think they're going to trade back up? Who knows? I think I actually have a question built for you guys as we're all caught up on Supers. I am curious to see what you guys think. Will the Bears trade up? This still applies. Will the Bears trade up into the 3rd round and make another selection on day 2 of the NFL Draft? Amando says no. Andre says, I doubt the Bears trade back in. Armando Garcia says they should not after saying no the first time. Texas Rick says no one really knows how the draft prospects will turn out until these guys get together and put on pads. Perfectly said. Kyle Kuhn says no. EPC says no. James Heil says no. Cam Hubbard says no. Elliot says maybe they should, though. Jess says no. Jay McFarland says no. Eric Petaway says no. Ed Kitts says trade 2025 second. No, don't trade a second-round pick to get into the 3rd round. That doesn't make any sense. That would be a bad move. That would be a bad move. Interesting. I want to make a funny joke about the Lions here. So we know they took Hendon Hooker, right, as a rookie. Funny stat here. I don't know if it's really a stat. I'm going to say it's a stat. Jared Goff is 2 years older than Hendon Hooker. Just let that sink in. Jared Goff is on his second team, been in the league for like 5-6 years, and he's only 2 years older than the rookie the Lions just drafted. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible, man. I need a sip of water here, fellas. Need a sip of water. Yeah, Andre says Hendon is so old. He is so old. Like one of the oldest it is. Harrison is back with pizza. This guy's an absolute legend.
I gotta get my food real quick. Oh, here.
That's for me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Need a Happy Dad out of the fridge.
Yeah, I'll grab it. Harrison, ready for this? Hendon Hooker, 25 years old, right? Only 2 years younger than Jared Goff. Oh, isn't that something, fellas? Isn't that something? Oh, pizza time. New pick. Cardinals make a selection here. A corner out of Syracuse, Garrett Williams.
Oh, Kendra.
Yeah, oh, you didn't see that? Garrett Williams to the Cardinals.
Step aside, Jamal Williams. Dude, are they going to dump Kamara?
I will say this, is I think they wanted a rotation of 3 anyway.
Mark Ingram returns again.
Is Papa? Is it Papa? You can just tell by the taste.
I think it's 5.
Just tell by the taste, Harry.
It's mid at best. But at this point, all right. So, oh shit. You're gonna have to get me a beer, something out of the fridge for my bong. Oh wait, I already poured it. Never mind, we're good. So I think Rolly, how about, are you coming up? We're going to do this now? Okay. We'll knock this out now. Rolly and I are going to do our beer bong race. By the way, I just want to say, Glenn Miller's a legend. He literally said, I don't care about a jersey, just want to support. Glenn, we're going to get you something. I promise you that. We're going to get you something. Shout out to Glenn. He's a legend. Beer bong or other bong? Not the other bong. Not the other bong. Beer bong. Ooh, the Giants just traded up. All right. Oh, really? Yeah, we'll see. All right. Roll dog. Oh, you got to fill yours up. Here we go.
I'll say this, man. Orange is my favorite color, and
it just pops too.
I love the color orange.
I do too. It's a great color. It's a great color. Yep, they're still live. Giants are trading up. He hopped off or something. I don't know. All right. Type H for Harrison, R for Rolly. R for Rolly, H for Harrison. They got to be drafting a receiver, right? That would be electric, I'm not going to lie. Would you be kind of in shambles? You just don't want him to be a Giant. Giants trading up. Rams trade 73 to the Giants for 89 and 128. The Rams are going to pick 15 players tomorrow. It's not bad.
Dude, I know they're moving up 16 spots, or moving back 16, but getting a pick in the same round in 128, I feel like that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You ready? He's not ready. Rolly is not ready whatsoever. Here we go. We'll see who the Giants take. Huh?
I think after this, I have to go to the bathroom real quick, then I'll come back.
Yep, you're good. I'll just do my boot. That works. All right, here we go. Cheers. 3, 2, 1. That was close. I think they got Jalen Hyatt. That's a good pick. Jalen Hyatt. You can hear Marshall scream in the other room. They've had a good draft. I'll give it to them. Jalen Hyatt. Who would have thought he would have fallen this far? Cedric Tillman's still out there too, right? And Josh Downs. What's going on with Downs? Wow. Unreal. Marsh, the Giants are the winners of the NFL draft. It is a good haul. It is. All right. You can hear the Jalen Hyatt chants. I'm going to take down a Fields boot. Rolly's got a piss, and then he's going to start getting the raffle tickets in order. I'll say this. If you want to get in on the raffle, clock's ticking. We may not be able to stay alive through the end of the third round because the Bears are probably done tonight. And we're out of studio space, so other people need studio space. So Jalen Hyatt, the pick to New York. We'll update the picks as they come in here, but let's take this down. So type chug in the chat, and then we will go from there. Here we go. Got to take a break. Cleveland Browns on the clock for the first time. Cleveland Browns on the clock. Whew. What happened to Adetomo Adebawore? Medical concerns? I'm not sure. That would be a guess. Here's a quote from Zach Pickens. I like this. I get mad and I get aggressive about stopping the run. That's another good point. The Bears did not stop the run last year at all. So if we're lukewarm on those picks, that's fine, but they struggled in that area. Who's blowing my phone up? All right, here we go. Whew, beer bong and boot back-to-back. It's a little tough. I'm almost done. Not driving home. Don't worry about that, Montrose. Do not worry about that. Cleveland Browns on the clock. We'll see who they select here. Let me know, do you guys want the Bears to trade back up into the third round here, or do you want them to be done for the day? Did we pick? Yes, the Bears took Jervon Dexter, number 53 overall. They traded up for Tyreek Stevenson at 56. Love that pick. Then they took Zach Pickens at number 64. Oh, the Browns took Cedric Tillman. Back-to-back volunteers. Petey's got to be hyped. I love that pick. I still think Tillman's better than Hyatt. I know it's a hot take.
The Falcons are up next.
So Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman back-to-back. Giants have had a good draft, man. Deonte Banks, John Michael Schmitz, and Jalen Hyatt. That's good. It's a good draft. It's a really good draft. Brandon Shepard, Justin Fields will win MVP. That's bold. I like bold. Brandon Romero says, Bears have high salary next year and draft picks, building block at a time. Who should the Bears get in the 4th round? Brisker about to be a dog. Yeah, I like Brisker a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's the key, right? You got to take this one move at a time. Like, this is not a 1-year rebuild. This is going to take time. I think the goal for 2023, well, more than anything else, figure out if Justin Fields is your guy. You hope he is. You think he is. But if at the end of next season we have a concrete answer on that, then that is a win of a season. I think on top of that, be competitive next year. If that results in you sneaking into the playoffs, cool. If that means you're a 7-win team, but you're not quite ready to win close games, that's okay too. But take a step forward as a franchise, be a competitive team, be a competent offense, improve the passing game, and then go from there. Zach Harrison to the Falcons. I actually like that pick. Adebawore may have medical issues. I mean, you would think, Rolly, that a team would gamble on his athletic traits. The guy ran a 4.49 at the combine.
Yeah.
I mean, something's off there.
I mean, that's probably my biggest miss. Maybe it's actually with Darnell Washington, because I actually both had them in my 1st round.
Does Downs have medical?
There shouldn't be a medical issue.
I mean,
Patriots are now on the clock.
good.
Downs,
They need a receiver.
I know.
Oh,
Please.
and receivers are starting to go. Dude, I'll say this about Jalen Hyatt. His game against Alabama, 200 yards and 5 touchdowns, it's one of the single greatest performances of all time.
Alabama just left him open, though. It's not even like he was cooking people.
I know, but it's just like that stat line in a game of that caliber is.
Matt Rice with a $5 super chat.
Matt Rice says, y'all should sign a mini Bears helmet for Glenn. Guys, Glenn and I have talked. Glenn and I are good. He said I don't have to get him anything. We're going to. Don't worry. Glenn is good to go. Who is – I've never even heard of this guy.
Exactly.
The Patriots just took – they do this every year. They always take a guy you've never heard of, and usually they end up decent. Marty Mapu?
Marte Mapu.
Okay. How about Tank Dell staying in Houston? That's kind of electric.
Good for him.
That's cool. He said he prayed for this and that he sent the Texans a DM in the draft process, that he wanted to be there. That's pretty cool.
Sacramento State linebacker safety hybrid. Classic
Belichick. We're going to turn him into a star.
If he's the best defensive player on the Patriots in 2 years, I would not be surprised.
Shout out Matt Rice for the 5. You want to start tallying here? I know there's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
To be done on that front. So stick with us here. Want to get the comment driver up of some sorts. How about just the classic FGB? Get the FGBs going. FGB. Rolly's probably going to be MIA for, I'd say, at least 10 minutes, probably more like 15. Don't forget the Cash App guys. I think there's a couple. Did we flash Tito on screen for Cash App, by the way? Can't remember if we did. Tito, we'll flash you anyway. Yeah. Tito, this was from earlier. Shout out to you for the Cash App. That gets you 14 tickets? No, 6 tickets. 6 tickets. Double 3 times 2. That's how it goes. So let's break the comments record. Type FGB. We'll get some shout outs. Who did the Falcons take? They took Zach Harrison out of Ohio State. So there he goes. I will say this. It'll be fun, unless the Bears don't trade up, that the Bears will start the draft day 3. They will start tomorrow, which is always fun. Get the FGBs going. I'll get some shout outs. Young Ant, Michael, Top Hand, Phillip, Chris Aldridge, Michael, Indeed, J-Nev. Is Rolly taking the Browns to the Super Bowl? No. Why would Rolly take the Browns to the Super Bowl? Rolly doesn't like the Browns. He doesn't like the Browns. Oh, man. Matt Rice, James Young. Sealand is in the chat. It can always get frisky with Sealand. By the way, Sealand, another Get another raffle item here. Another raffle. This flag, pretty sweet flag. Jack says FGB. Jonathan says FGB. You good? Oh, no. Jonathan says FGB. Jack Wheeler. Scott. Browns to the Super Bowl plus equals bathroom. So their Super Bowl is a bathroom. Or it's a massage therapist clinic. Michael says FGB. Jeff says FGB. Jack says FGB. We got Matt in there. That means taking a poo. That's exactly what that means. Jared, Bird. All right, let me try and finish off here.
This man never finished? Come on now.
Rolly, you do a bong and a beer and a boot back to back, then we'll talk. Okay? Just because you're the shot fun king doesn't mean you got to give me attitude. You did house that.
I also was off to a horrific start. I got backed up at the beginning.
Are you back in rhythm though here? A little bit of a rhythm?
No, I was talking about the shot fun.
Oh, okay.
I got backed up. It was a slow start, but then once it got flowing, fellas, there was no stopping.
Top Ant says FGB. Michael, yeah, I thought I was going to get you for a sec, but not quite. Michael says FGB.
I got on my horse after the first initial wave there.
By the way, Glenn says, I want my drinks tomorrow. I'll drink with you. Should I call Glenn? Should I get him on?
You can.
Let's call Glenn.
People aren't going to probably be able to hear you. Do you know Glenn?
I don't know.
This could get dicey.
I'm calling Glenn. Let's see what we're rolling with here. They're chanting Glenn in the chat. We'll see if he answers. I don't see him answering. It's okay. We'll talk to Glenn another time. The people were asking for it.
So many Byron Youngs going.
The people were asking for it. Oh, did both Byron Youngs go?
Yeah. The first Byron Young went to the Raiders.
Who just drafted him? The Rams. A lot of Tennessee players in the last few minutes.
I'm actually
Max
all,
Lev
by the
says
way,
FGB.
just between you and I'm all in on Marte Mapu. Rapoport says,
Stop.
First non-combine invite, he's an athletic hybrid type. You're telling me if they get him figured out, they put him in the box, he can stop the run, he can spy Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, I'm all in.
By the way, if Green Bay just took Tucker Kraft, so they've taken 2 tight ends, Darnell Washington
has to have the worst knee of all
his
time.
knee might be shattered.
He might never play again.
I'll be honest, though, I'd still take him at 103.
I mean, I would take him.
I'm taking, even if you think you only have him for 5 years, 4th round pick, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. I love Darnell Washington, man. It's a bummer I hate when I see this for guys, man. Like, they wait their whole lives for this, and then they go through a medical screening and they have a knee problem, and it's like, oh, God. Just brutal.
It also doesn't help that with his size, like, he's got such a big
It's a lot of weight to
frame.
carry. It's almost like
that's
Zion.
Why there's more concern than anything.
Yeah, it's almost like Zion in the NBA when you just are carrying that much weight. Oh, we got a first-time super chatter from legendary 85 Bears. We'll get to that in a minute. Rolly's kind of in a rhythm right now.
Yeah, I am actually moving along. I'm farther in the process than I expected to be at this point. So.
Yeah, there you go. We move.
Oh, by the way, Harrison, I watch Bob Does Sports. They're
Oh,
electric.
dude, they're my favorite channel. Do you guys watch Bob Does Sports? Type Y for yes, type in for no. If y'all are big in the YouTube game, if you like golf, if you like just hanging out with the fellas, that's what Bob Does Sports is all about. Who did you watch? Which video did you watch?
Well, I've only watched the ones with Goodwood, but I'm all in on these guys.
Ah, dude, I got to send you a video that you should watch as you're going to bed tonight. It's like a 12-minute vid.
I don't know if they do. They do a lot, though, with other people. Do they ever do, like,
Yeah.
Just the 3 of them?
Yeah, they do a lot of like 3-man scrambles and stuff like that. Just go to their channel and just skim her through. It's
Okay, I need more.
It's awesome.
Because like when I go to their channel, they're always playing with these fucking PGA Tour guys.
That's just kind of recently. That they've done plenty of their own stuff. No one watches Bob Does Sports. Someone says Packers got Darnell. No, they didn't. Did I miss something? They got Tucker Kraft. I will say the Packers have loaded up on offensive weapons day 2.
Yeah.
Some reaches, but Jaden Reed, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft. So they've added some pieces. Good call. Another super chat. What's the donation total versus the other draft chats you compared earlier? Do we have an Eagles signed off. I'll try to get an update from Giants here. We beat Eagles. I know that.
They're actually still live, but they're ending.
I'll get an update from Giants and Eagles. I think Eagles is wrapping up. They're actually still live. I thought they were done. Yeah, Tucker Kraft. Washington is still on the board, though. Washington is still on the board. Whippler still out there? I could see Whippler at 103. If he's on the board,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you sit him for 1 year behind Patrick or Whitehair, then he's your starter in 24. Ricky Stromberg, I like Stromberg a lot, dude.
I've officially gotten to our guy here.
The 250 guy?
Yeah. This one's going to be a bit.
All right, Glenn, if you're watching, you're getting your 250 raffle tickets from Rolly right now.
I think the play here is to
Josh Downs to the Colts. Former Patriots rival. Rolly is in tears.
Why?
Great. Josh Downs.
No.
You're in shambles.
That is.
Are you actually in shambles? Be honest.
Yeah, because I have a good friend that's a Colts fan, and now I just.
Now you're just. Yeah, it's tough. That's
oh my
tough.
God. Cheat code.
Josh Downs to the Colts. Did you figure something out?
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's working right now.
What? How does that work?
Sometimes if I copy and paste like a group of like 5, it will just let me, if I just hit Command V, it just goes like in the group of 5 without me having to hit Enter down. And right now I'm in that mode where I can just hit Command V like 50 times.
Do you know that it's 250?
Oh, I'm counting it in my head, yeah.
I don't know if I believe you.
Well.
By the way, you know who I would like at 103? I know it's not a top position of need. A.T. Perry.
Interesting.
I wouldn't mind A.T. Perry.
Quick pause to text my friend.
Here, can you throw up the, do we have the spam chat sports on RexMD made?
Yes.
We should do that.
It might have been a while.
Go, we should put an extra space in there. That's a little tight. You read only that piece? All right, show RexMD, go throw the L3 for them up as well. Show RexMD some love by typing chat sports on their latest IG post.
Do you want to send that in the chat?
Yeah, I'll get it in here. Hang on, folks. Where is this? Give me just a second here. All right, help us out. Support our sponsors. Go comment chat sports on RexMD's latest IG post. I'm going to pull it up. Get some shout-outs here. Oh, Glenn is calling back. Glenn is calling back. Glenn, if you're listening, get me a second here. Let me finish this RexMD push. Got to show our sponsors some love here. Go comment RexMD on their latest post. Go comment chat sports on their latest post, I should say. It's a reel. So go comment chat sports over there.
Oh my God, do you know how many entries are in right now?
Panthers just traded up. How many entries do we have?
770.
700, and we're still going? Oh, man.
We actually are close to the end, though.
Go comment chat sports.
Oh, we actually are at the end. Back!
You're caught up? Almost?
Oh, not almost, Harry.
You got all those 5s and stuff that just came in?
Yeah.
Did you get the Cash App, boys?
Good answer.
Go comment chat sports. I don't even think it's. Let me see.
It was only Tito, right?
Have you guys gone on there? I'm getting you a shout out. I'm not seeing any comments here, so I don't know if that's something on my end. Have you guys gone to comment chat sports on their most recent post? RexMD. Go follow them as well. If you follow them, I will give you a shout out for that. Let's throw that on the screen, Rolly. Follow RexMD on Instagram for a shout out. Do you have that link from earlier?
What link?
The RexMD. Can you pepper that in there? Follow RexMD. I'm not seeing. I don't know if this is a Reels problem or if. Here we go. We got Devo, the Mike McDaniel commenting. Go follow them as well. That's in the chat. If you follow them, I'll give you a shout out. We got Devo, Travis Burr, Lincoln, Kevin Williams, Michael McDaniel, all following them. Hey, they're 10 follows away from the next milestone, 9,600. If you get to 9,600 followers, I'll take another shot. Go follow them. Links in the chat. Help us out here. Support our sponsors. At MyRexMD. Go give them a follow. Panthers have traded up. Do we know who they picked here, Rolly?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
actually.
DJ Johnson, linebacker out of Oregon. Okay.
Trent Simpson's still on the board.
His tape sucks. He's a good athlete, but his tape is pretty bad.
Oh, what's the score of these NBA games?
Oh, I totally forgot about that. 9 followers away. Matt has followed them as well. Fran says, tell me some dirty jokes. I don't have any dirty jokes.
Well, the Kings are up 9 with 2 minutes to go in the third, and the Grizzlies-Lakers don't tip it for another 30 minutes.
Kings are up 9?
With 3 minutes to go in the third.
I didn't want to say it. I had a weird feeling they would win tonight.
I hope they win this year.
I know it goes against all logic, but go follow RexMD. We appreciate them for sponsoring today's show. All right, let me try and call my boy Glenn back, huh?
Real time?
One sec. Let me call Glenn back. Let me see here. Let me try and call Glenn back. All right, Glenn. If you're listening, trying to get you on here. I'm trying to call Glenn. Type Glenn in the chat.
I'm back, fellas.
Oh my. How
And
many
it is
entries do we
glorious.
have?
What'd you say?
How many entries do we have?
After I added 781.
By the way, we have a Giants update. They're at 1,200 in Super Chats. We're at 1,300. It is tight.
Yeah.
Yo! What's up, bro? We're still live, man. I just wanted to say thank you for everything, man. They've been chanting your name in the chat. You having a good night? Always have a good night. Well, listen, Rolly and I'll show you Rolly. He's over
What's
there.
up, Glenn?
There he is. I know you said you're down to drink it up tomorrow, so listen, we're gonna be here if you're down to throw back some drinks. Say what? You have another idea.
Oh, boy.
What's that? Well, you can tell me. You can tell me. I'll listen.
No Ty J. Spears for you.
Yep.
Well, the Patriots did their normal thing and took a Sacramento State.
Can we elaborate what? Okay, I'm listening.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Harry's.
Okay.
Probably happy for that.
Yeah. For real? I feel like it's an honor to talk to you. Are you kidding me?
Send $500. Yeah, he's making the pick right now. Jason McCourty announcing the pick at 81 for the Titans.
Oh, that's sick, man. That's a while ago. That's a couple
is.
years ago. Oh, I appreciate that. Wow.
Who are they going to pick? The Titans on
Hey,
the clock
listen.
at 81.
You guys like you are why I do it, man. You're a real one. Well, I appreciate that.
I don't know what's going on.
Rolly appreciates that. I'm still live. The audience is like, "What the hell's going on?" But I gotta.
Soldier Field.
Tell me your idea real
Like
quick before I let you go, and then we'll catch up later. Okay, I'm listening. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We can do if you have a beer bong, I'll tell you what. If you you'll make one. Okay? Yeah, if you want to chug a beer, I'll tell you what. If you show up tomorrow, Glenn, and surprise me like you said earlier, we'll do a three-way beer chug.
Oh,
you
boy.
in, Rolly? I'm gonna
always
chug
game.
a beer, Rolly's gonna chug one, and Glenn's gonna chug a beer. You
Always
in?
game.
You're right. All right, guys. Glenn, we're going to chug a beer with Glenn tomorrow. So shout out Glenn. I'm going to show you to the camera. If you have any messages for the audience, here's your chance.
The Tennessee Titans select Tyjae Spears. Tyjae. Yeah, Tyjae. Tyjae Spears.
All right.
Trizzy Trace is in shambles. That's funny. Yeah, Soldier Fields, Attleboro isn't a fit or we would take him. Well, it's kind of something to keep your eye on. That.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Attleboro
Bear
is still
down,
on the board,
FGB.
82.
We'll be live tomorrow, so if you're hanging out, we'll probably go live 30 minutes before 11 Central because that's when day 3 starts. So we'll see you then, man. Okay, I'll message you. I'll message you tomorrow. All right.
The Buccaneers are here picking very quickly.
All right. Sounds good, brother. We'll see you tomorrow.
Is this the quickest pick of all time? Wow, that he wasted no time on the clock.
All right, guys. I felt like I owed Glenn a phone call. I know that probably wasn't the best viewership experience. Shout out Rolly for keeping it going. So, what did I miss here? Tyjae Spears to the Titans?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. How many entries we got? You ready?
1181. Yeah, D&B, that's my guy.
All right.
Good pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Chant Glenn in the chat. Shout out to Glenn. Let's go. All right, here we go. We're spinning it. This is it. And then we're going to get out of here. So
Yeah, we should probably think about this. KC's up in like, did they trade back or something?
No, they've had 95 the whole time.
I feel like they were up closer on the board.
Oh! Glenn Miller.
I'm sorry to Logan T, but I mean, are we shocked?
I mean,
He sent
listen.
him 500 on one, and it was his first ever super chat.
Glenn, if you're still watching, you just
Broncos
won
are
the
trading up.
raffle.
I just let him know. Congrats to Glenn, everyone. Spam Glenn.
Shout out Glenn in the chat. It's
And-
only fitting.
And Trench Trader says only fitting. You're right. Who else would it be?
Glenn is going to get this. It's upside down. That's okay.
We should have had him stay live for the
I know.
spin.
I know. There we go. Shout out to Glenn. It was always Glenn.
It's always Glenn.
He deserves it. Glenn Miller. Who did the Saints draft?
Kendrick.
Dude, Kendrick. Hey, he's a stud, bro.
So I need you not to TC you massive bias. Is he better than Tajay?
Tajay's, well, he's a different back. I mean, they're just.
What is
Kendra is a one-pack down. He can be a three-down back in the NFL. Like, he's not a scat back. Like,
so if we were wanting to move on from Alvin Kamara in the near future,
I think you could go with Miller. You could go with Miller and Williams as your 1-2 punch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so is he more of a power back?
He's physical. He's got speed though too.
Okay.
So
Not much of a pass.
he's well rounded. He can catch some, but that's not
It's not
the best part of his game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pick as a running back. Obviously, the hometown kid would have been fun, but I
There
like
you
the
go.
pick. I saw.
Watch his highlights, dude. He's got
No, I
some.
mean, I saw in the second half of the season.
He's got some 17 touchdowns this year. Yeah. Carrie Huss says my middle name is Glenn. Well, you were our winner yesterday, Carrie. You brought the heat.
Carey won yesterday. Glenn Miller won today. It's only right, and it is like a random chance. Like, obviously, it was weighted in Glenn's favor because he got so many more raffle tickets. But it is fitting that our two biggest spenders, day 1, day 2, win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying.
Sometimes life is fair.
I'm not saying if you spend the most, you automatically win, because I would feel bad for whoever does it.
It increases
tomorrow
your
if they
chances,
don't
though.
win, but there is no coincidences in life, as some like to say.
Broncos traded up again. Are they going to have any picks left?
Yeah. I mean, they only had 5.
I
and This is
know.
their third of the night.
Wow. Wait, it's their third pick?
Yeah. They
They
traded
took
up
Marvin Mims. Who else?
Drew Sanders.
My
Oh,
boy.
wow. So they're out of. Did they trade future picks?
They might have.
Wow. All right. Something happened on Giants just now.
No, they're just a super chat.
Oh, okay. All right. I think we're done.
I think it's a
Good day. Recap the picks real quick. Day 2, busy. We'll have a grades video later on tonight. John Dorman. Have we hit all the super chats before this one? We should make sure we hit all those before we go. But real quick, these are the Bears' 4 picks so far in the 2023 NFL draft. Obviously, it started with Darnell Wright, the offensive tackle out of Tennessee last night. Jervon Dexter Sr. At 53 overall, get some beef on that defensive line. Tyreek Stevenson, one of my favorite picks in this entire draft, the Miami corner at number 56 overall. And then Zach Pickens was the selection out of South Carolina at number 64 overall. So that is where things sit right now. I don't expect the Bears to get back into the third round tonight. They will lead off the draft tomorrow at 103. So we'll obviously have you guys covered for that. If there's any last-minute super chats, we'll hit those, and then we're gonna sign off here. Andres, pretty floored that AA is dropping this far. It's got to be something up with him. Yeah, Atabari, medical problems. Maybe there's something else going on there. I'm not sure. Just a guess
up
at this
for
point.
Riley Moss.
Riley
so
Moss just
for
went to
him.
Denver. There you go. Okay, do we have any more, Rolly?
Yeah.
Legendary 85 Bears, F. Don Burr, FGB. I love the new hooker in Detroit. Or Don Burr loves the new hooker. Yeah, we'll see how that ends up playing out. Brandon Romero, what's the grand total on Super Chats? Giants is on our heels at 1,200. Not sure what Eagles got to at the end of the day. Moreno. Oh, yeah, I have seen that receiver. Moreno Cooper from Fresno. So we'll keep an eye on him on day 3. Best center and D end left in the 4th. It's kind of thin at edge at this point, to be honest. I would say Luke Whippler and Ricky Stromberg, 2 centers to monitor tomorrow if they get there. And then Brandon, did you see that one name? You're scrolling through that. It was
Oh, yeah.
Mo Dave, what's the donation? Oh, we just hit that one. Brandon Romero here. Oh, we just hit that one too.
I don't think we did hit. Did we hit Mo Dave?
Yeah, the donation total. I was just saying Giants is on our heels. But we're about to sign off, so
One more.
there you go. Larry Lapper, Harrison's minion, trying to correct me when I said polls over. Larry's super negative, so don't take it personally, Rolly.
The Dolphins just got A-chain.
Reaches to try to look like he could find a diamond in the rough. Prove me wrong. I don't know what Rolly said. Do you know what you said?
Yeah, I said yesterday that he was talking that Ryan Poles likes to reach on prospects to make himself look smart, and I said he just goes based off his own big board. He doesn't really care what other people think of him.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what he's.
We don't know. We don't know for a fact that every pick they made was the top player on their board. But I don't think a GM, when they make a pick, is like, I'm going to do this because I think it'll make me look smart. Like whether you agree with it or not, like these guys do way too much evaluating for months and months and months and months to just throw out a comment of like, yeah, they try to be the smartest person in the room. Like, they're just going off their evaluations and what they feel like they need on this roster. We may disagree. I don't love the Jervon Dexter pick. I think it fills a need. It helps. I thought it was too early, though. I think the Pickens pick was probably a little too early. So there you go, Larry. I know you say I'm never critical, even though I've been plenty critical in the past. But if they're athletic players, and hopefully they reach their potential and are able to do just that. And then Steven just sent one in, and then I think that's he's going to get the final word. Jalen Moreno-Cropper, that's right, solid sleeper. So keep an eye on him on day 3 as we push along here. Rolly, final words?
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. We got Glenn.
We're kicking it
Three-way
off
beer
with the
chug.
first pick of tomorrow, so let's get
Yeah,
active.
103 tomorrow. Let's get after it. Grades coming up tonight. Be on the lookout for that. Bear down, FGB. We'll see you guys soon.